What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Wiley Show. I am back with another video. The reason why I came on, first of all, I didn't want to come on. I was getting some sleep, and I thought about it. I said, I got to go live because I already know I've been getting about 6 or 7, 8, 10, 12 text messages, phone calls, DMs from all over social media talking about, Wiley, where are you at? So we are here, and we're back with a new video. Now, I want to open up with this story that's going to, my first story we're going to talk about is Chris Rock, because Chris Rock is definitely in the news because he says he suffers from a learning disability. So I want to talk about Chris Rock because I personally I grew up and I had a learning disability. I was in special ed and all of that. You know, I remember I was in speech therapy, etc. And I was shocked when Chris Rock discovers that he's been living with a learning disability and now attending therapy for 7 hours a week. So I was kind of shocked to hear this from this comedian that he was going through this. So I'm going to read this on the Neighborhood Talk. They said, neighbors, Chris Rock has opened up about some issues he had been quietly battling his entire life. In a new interview with the Hollywood Reporter, the comedian revealed some of the things he's been struggling with during quarantine, along with touching on other problems he's been able to solve with all of this extra time on his hands. As Rock reflects on those early years, he states, I had this great combination of a big ego and low esteem. He says, as ego gets you out on stage, but the lowest self-esteem is the thing that makes you practice so much because you don't believe in yourself at all. He said this, you think you are a total effing fraud. You don't think anybody could love you for being you. So you have to be good at this thing. He admitted that he constantly feared disappointing others. His decision to seek meaningful help for the first time in his life was caused by a friend's suggestion that he may have that prompted a 9-hour battery of tests earlier this year from doctors diagnosing the comedian with a condition called nonverbal learning disorder. So I'm just happy that and excited that, you know, he put this out because, you know, a lot of people will not even admit that they have a learning disability, that they have these things. They won't put that out publicly. And him being a celebrity and being this big icon in comedy and in Hollywood, I think that's awesome because it opens up that door, because I rarely talk about me growing up and being in special ed. So, but it opens the door up for kids now that are getting in it. So I remember I'd be in class, right? And I used to get tired of it because it was so embarrassing. Because you know, if you're in special ed, you don't take tests with the regular, with the regular students. So they have to take you to a whole nother classroom. So they would take, okay, Mr. Wiley, you got to go to another room. You go into this little bitty room. It looked like an interrogation room, right? You go there with a little desk, you about 5, 6 other students, and then everybody know that you were in the slow class, and everybody knew it. And I used to hate it. I did not like it because you could not, but you get extra time on tests. I mean, it did have its perks. You could drink orange juice, eat crackers, and eat all of that stuff. So, there's a lot of stuff that you can do when you in special ed, a lot of stuff you get away with. I really didn't have to worry about, passing the state test because they was going to pass me on anyway because I was in special ed. So, and I was able to get into high school, to a nice high school, Chicago Military Academy, because, I was in special ed. So they allowed me in the school. So I wasn't ashamed. I wasn't mad. I wasn't upset. It is what it is. But I would tell you this, it taught me some good people because I've learned some good people in special ed. I've met some great folks in special ed and, amazing teachers. Like my teacher, Mr. Evans, he got me into debates. He got me into Know Your Heritage. It was a lot that he had got me into. And I met him through the special ed. He was my special ed teacher. So, but it was a lot. But if I ever have children, I would never put them in special ed. I would give them tutoring. Because what it does is separates and segregates that student. And no, I don't want that. If my child is struggling in reading, I'll just get a tutor. Struggling in math, get a tutor, whatever, but not put him or her in that type of environment, okay? I highly suggest if you ever get confronted with that, try to get a tutor first. Try to, give your child a tutor if you can afford it before you put your child inside of it, because it's open up to bullying, et cetera, et cetera. So Chris Rock, thank you for opening that door up for us to even talk about that. Like, that's so dope. Like, that's great. Thank you, Chris Rock. Now, I want to bring this lady up on the screen, and I don't hear too much about her, but let's just bring her up. Summer Bunny is a lady that got involved with Offset, and I kind of feel bad because I reached out to Summer Bunny, her former manager, because I thought that was her manager. So I sent an email, said, hey, I want to interview Summer Bunny, and I want to interview her, bring her on the Wiley Show. And her manager was like, or her former manager was like, oh, I don't represent her anymore, blah, blah, blah. And then I started to interview the manager. I'm like, why you don't interview? Oh, it was creative differences, is this and this. In so many words, it wasn't no more bookings. It wasn't nothing. So she don't have management right now. She don't allow you to tag her in posts on IG. So I sent her a DM, and I'm like, I'm just here to just apologize, to the culture for not embracing you. I feel like you're not getting enough love from the culture. So then I also sent her an invitation to come on the Wiley Show. And then I sent out another message, say, hey, if you need a new manager, I would love to manage you, because I would love to see her have her own podcast. I would love to see her write her own book. I would love to see her get into more music. Because there's so many markets that Summer Bunny could just tap into. And I feel like, her management dropped the ball when she was in the news with Offset and Cardi B. I feel like they really dropped the ball. She should have been dominating. She should have been dominating the streets. And, all on social media, she should have been dominating, had a documentary, music. She literally could have been today's version of Black China, because Black China is out here doing all type of stuff. So I have been reaching out to her. Some of my producers sent her a couple of DMs, and we're just waiting on a response. And I would love to manage her and bring her on the Wiley Show. I think it would be great. Because, Summer Bunny is the one allegedly slept with Offset, and she broadcast that on there. She's an amazing talent, and she could just an amazing artist, right? So I just think that, she just needs the right management, and people need to just give her a chance. Now I'm seeing it here. A couple people are trying to drag her, but no, don't drag her, because we want to interview her, right? We want to bring her right over here on the Wiley Show and show Summer Bunny love. Okay, and I think she's an amazing talent, and I would love to really manage her under my management company. I think she would be a great artist for me to manage. Now, a lot of people in the chat is definitely is trying to read, but she's dating this football player, and she really wants love out here with the blogs, and the blogs don't show her love. I mean, she give love to some of the blogs, and once the love is gone, they're nowhere to be found. And here I am right here. I'm right here in that DM. I'm like, even though, when you were trending, I didn't get an invitation, but here I am. I'm still here to show you love. What do you need? I'm here to help you, everyone else. And I'm saying I'm here to help you, even though when you were getting all the lights, camera, action, everybody else was in your ear. But now when you need these people, they're nowhere to be found. I guess they'll talk to you now because I'm talking about you again. But Summer Bunny, I love you, and I think that you're beautiful, and I would love to manage her. I think it would be great. Okay, I think it would be great. People have been sending her nasty messages on IG. She privated her IG. I was showing her love on Instagram, and people was like, why are you doing this? Because this is the Wiley Show. Why can't I say I want to interview this woman? And I think she's a beautiful woman, and I would love to see her on the WAP remix. I would love to see her a remix of WAP featuring Summer Bunny. I think it would be great. Okay, I'm definitely speaking in this instance. I'm seeing I'm getting a couple people are trying to drag me in the comments. I don't understand why I'm getting dragged when I just say I want to interview Summer Bunny. So so Summer Bunny, I love you, sister. Keep up the good work. Don't let nobody stop you. You are flawless. You are beautiful. And as a Black woman, you keep going on. And as this Black man, I will continue to support you. I will continue to show you love. I will continue to uplift you, and I will not stop, supporting you on all of your DMs and everything like that. Okay. Yes, she raps. They said, Wiley, you're going to be dragging her. No, I'm not going to drag Summer Bunny. I'm learning in this business is that what you know is who you can kiss up to, and you can't drag everybody. And in the media, you can't drag her, everybody. Some people you need Uh, some people you need allies, and you just can't drag everybody. So I love Summer Bunny. I think it'll be great. Of course, I sent her information. I said maybe you should go on Milagograms. It's another up and coming blog. I think you should do a show on Station Ed, get you a contract on Station Ed. So I was saying that you should just get you a show on Station Ed, and people were dragging me. I proceeded, to get dragged all through the YouTube streets. Everywhere I'm getting like really, really dragged, but it's okay. Summer Bunny, just know from the bottom of my heart, okay? Keep smiling. Don't way. That's what friends are for. Keep smiling. Don't you give up. Don't you give up. Just keep smiling. Let's keep smiling. So, I want to talk about this. Hollywood Unlocked. Jason Lee have a show that he is doing on the internet, and someone in my DM was like, Wiley, why is Jason Lee on this platform lying, talking about he had to turn down a television deal? I'm like, that's what he do. So of course he's doing a show, gagging with StreamYard. And he's interviewing people, and he's using other content creators for publicity. Okay. So trying to send it for publicity. So now everybody is talking about, gagging, Jason Lee. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. And Dandy, I know that have to be humbling when you diss other bloggers and you talk that you're so grand, and yet you have a show that, on the internet like everybody else. So we almost had an interview with him, but then he tried to act like we didn't exist. And, I'm so busy. He went to all these white folks, all these white people. We talked to his management team. He's so booked and busy, but yet you on the train and you going to places, going here and there. I'm like, you can't spend 5 or 10 minutes to say, hey, Wiley, thank you for reviewing my book. Hey, man, I'm going to come on the Wiley Show, answer 5 questions. We could do a 5-minute interview. It could be hit it and quit it. It could be like an instant lunch interview, just an instant interview. It could have been a quickie, a real quickie. That's all I wanted. So, and one thing that I can say I made a mistake in that whole situation, I should have never defended Tasha K. I should have kept my mouth quiet until I got the interview. And I wasn't thinking. Usually I think, but I wasn't think I was just in the moment. Because if I could take it back, I should have waited to drag them, until I got the interview. You know what I'm saying? And you live, you learn in this business. You can't drag everybody. And that's one instance I shouldn't have dragged them. I should have just left that alone, let Storm Monroe take that and left it alone. But I felt obligated. I had integrity. I was defending this black woman and this black baby. So I defended. And of course, I instantly, ended, that relationship. And I proceeded to get dragged on his show of my reading abilities. And I'm like, you have this show gagging. So I'm just sending things back and forth with him and with his management team. And, because a lot of people was just bringing his name up there, bring his name up in the emails. And I was like, I try always to do it. But that's one mistake I made in this business because I dragged him, before I got the interview. So I don't know if he'd do the interview. I don't know if he would do the interview or not. I don't know if he would do the interview. Okay. I don't know if he ever would do it, but we will continue to show him support because I think as a black man, as part of the community, I do think that's great that this black man is out here supporting his people and putting other black content creators on. So I give him kudos points to that. I just wanted to interview because we sat here and we read his book and nobody actually gave him a great interview. I would have gave him the best interview. I know that sounds like a narcissist, but sometimes you got to say you the greatest. Because I had dreams. I just was dreaming about him last night. Jason Lee book when he was, taking jewelry off dead bodies and just to make ends meet. Him leaving his house 6-7 years old in the middle of the night, just roaming the streets. So it's just like pieces of that book will always resonate with me, and I would love to sit down and talk with him about it. And of course, my producers, they always let them know that, of that way. So I'm going to send him another email And I'm working with somebody that I will give her great kudo points. She helped me with marketing. She helps me with reaching out to people. And she do tell me certain people, to drag, some people we shouldn't drag, understand the future. And so sometimes I have to talk to her and be like, okay, I'm gonna talk about this person. How far can I go? Well, yes, this is how she is. Y'all don't know who she is. She's just watching the bushes, but she's very good. She'll be like this, okay, Mr. Wiley, but this is the thing. See, if you drag him, what if you want to do business with him 5 years from now? Do you really think, what is that going to do for you? Is that going to increase your brand? And I'm like, no, I just want to drag him. No, Mr. Wiley, I think you should reconsider. And of course, I ain't listened to it. Then I got on the platform, yeah, Jason Lee, this and this. And then now when we going back and forth, she gonna tell me in so many words, I tried to tell you, don't do it. But you didn't want to listen. You did it anyhow. And you thought it was funny. And then my producers, I'm thinking, I thought it was funny. And it was funny. I ain't going to lie. It was funny, but it's kind of hard after you get dragged. After you get dragged, then now you got to be like, okay, I'm sorry. I ain't mean to do it and everything like that. I'm learning too in this business because let me tell y'all this before we get and get people, and we having a beautiful resume of people we interview. Before we get to this next topic, but I would say this though, you're right, and I'm learning because I am so used to just talking to myself. I'm so used to that. Now, when I get on this camera, I'm thinking I'm just talking to myself. Ain't nobody around. But I keep forgetting that it's hundreds to the thousands, 3 million plus of you all are hearing what I am saying. Every single day, I turn this webcam on, put this mic, put that air mattress in the corner. Every single day, you all are listening to me. So I'm not just talking to myself, even though I'm in the room alone with no undergarment, with just this shirt on. But I have to learn that it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And everybody's not deserving of getting dragged. I understand that and I get it. Certain bloggers, and shout out to a big blogger that reached out to me, very respected in the business. He said, Wiley, don't really press the gas on the bloggers. Don't really press the gas on the bloggers. Just keep it up, keep it on the celebrities. Keep it on the. But that was before he started to get dragged, and then he started going back. And I said, you see that? Every once in a while, you get tempted that you got to clap back. But I understand it that sometimes it's not really great to target bloggers. And I'm learning that. I'm not all the way delivered. Let me tell you that right now and there. I'm not all the way delivered. Okay? But I'm yet learning that. I'm gradually learning that. Give me another year, My goal is not to really press the gas on the bloggers, okay? I just talk about celebrities. I just want to say that. I'm not going to really press the gas on these bloggers because a lot of them can't handle. Even though they can talk trash to me all day, I can handle, but I understand everybody's skin is not as thick as mine, and everybody can't handle it. So I'm in a transitional mode. So if you post a blogger name down there, don't be offended if I'm ignoring your comment or ignoring you when you're just doing it, because I'm not going to get involved with it. It will have to be a story, something that makes sense, and not be just one day, okay, let me just write. Because I'm not in the beef sector. Sometimes I get a little, dragon. And then I'll be like, and then this is me. What did I do? What did I do? What did I do? Did I do something wrong? And I'll be just as innocent because in my mind, I didn't think I did nothing wrong. I didn't think I did nothing. But then when I rewind the tape and I listen, I said, I actually said that. I shouldn't have said that. And sometimes I go back and forth and I say, okay. And I'm there learning. Okay, we almost at 12,000. So I've got to learn. I'm living on the learning. I got to listen to y'all a little bit more. Let me get these glasses on here. Oh, Lord, I can't be just dragging the people like that. So I publicly apologize to Jason Lee and to the Hollywood Unlocked family. Again, I will always support a Black content creator that's out here making moves and pushing books to the culture. Thank you, brother, for that. because you made me found my niche in this business that now I can pick up a book and review it and just review. Now this is Sean King. I have your book in a box somewhere. I'm have my own individual, like I want to have my own personal library, and yours going to be featured on there. But yeah, so thank you, Jason Lee, for that. And also thank you for your love, for writing that masterpiece, because that's encouraging me to get more into my story. And a little backstory with that Jason Lee book, he was encouraged to write that because of my dear sister, Jennifer Lewis, the Black Mother of Hollywood, when she wrote her book. Amazing book, by the way. And that encouraged Jason to write his book. So thank you for that. And by the way, I love watching Hollywood Unlocked. And I love DJ Damage. Like today, y'all episode was lit. I love it. Only thing that y'all missing is a female voice. I miss her sister. I miss Melissa Ford. But whoever y'all get, I'm missing that other voice because it's missing something. That balance, that female voice. I'm definitely missing that, okay? All right. Okay, give me a second. Now, somebody is sending me something to my DM. And let me read this. This is like breaking news. I don't know if this is confirmed. They said, send you a story about Drake that no other blog have. What is about Drake? What is about Drake? Somebody sent me a DM. One of my producers said something about Drake. Okay. I need the DMs. I don't know what you're talking about, Drake. Now, this ain't Tasha K show. At least send me a receipt so I can read it, or send me the story so I can repeat what you said. So I can say, allegedly, Drake is such. So somebody said something about Drake's house. Something with his house. What happened to his house? I don't know. Okay? Just let me know some more information about Drake. Okay, Drake? Well, what's going on with Drake? Now, what y'all about to get me in? Now, I said I ain't going to be doing all that dragging. Let me check. Okay, I heard the cops were at his house. Okay, the cops was at his house? What? So, allegedly, okay, they're saying that the cops was at Drake's house. This is developing. This is breaking news. This is unverified, okay, but a producer in the chat said that she heard that police officers at his house. The reason why I personally don't believe it, because I don't see no other blogs talking about it. And if y'all know something that I don't know, send it to my email. Okay, let me send Drake a voice note. He said the police was at his house. Hold up, let me send him a voice note. Let me put an address on it. Let me tap into my inner Millie. Let me tap into my inner Milagro right quick. Is this Drake? No, this is Drake fan page. Where is Drake page? Is I following Drake? Hold up. Let me send Drake a voice note. Do anybody have his Instagram? Is this Drake? No, that person. Where's Drake? Is I spelling his name right? That ain't. Do he have an IG? Can somebody send me Drake IG? Wait a minute. I want to send him a voice note. Do he have Instagram? Okay. Thank you. Man, why he ain't got his though? Ouch. Child. First of all, I'm going to tell him he need to change his Instagram to Drake. The world? Okay, I ain't following. Okay. Thank y'all. Thank you, producers. Hey, what's up, Drake? This is Wiley from the Wiley Show. Listen, I'm hearing from my producers that the police showed up to your house. First and foremost, I hope that you're okay. And then I would like to know, is it any truth to that the police showed up to your house? And if so, can you tell me why? What was the reason? Was you playing the music too loud? Was you Karen? Did she call the cops on you for you out there barbecuing or rapping or whatever? Just let me know, Drake, and I hope everything is well. I'm yet praying for you if that is true, because it's not good having the police coming to your house. You know, I don't like that at all. So if you can get back at me, you can call me at any time, and I'm right here, and we would love to bring you on the Wiley Show. Keep up the good work, brother. Peace. All right. So we reached out to Drake. What's the problem? I called him. Now, I reached out to him because my producer said what he said. Now, if I was Tasha K, I could come out here and give you a scandalous story about why the cops were there. Okay, winos. We got some exclusive wine on Drake. It was a lot going on in that house. Activities, some things going on, winos. Right now, I really can't get into it because my source We are working on the details, but I will tell you this, winos. Next week, we will post the exclusive on Patreon because, this channel is corporate. And, a lot of things we can't post on this channel. But eventually, we will post it, winos. Okay, we will post that exclusive wine on Drake. Woo! Okay, winos, I am drinking right now coffee with cream, and I want to give a special shout out to Bavu for sponsoring us over here, winos. We are now you already know if she had that story, best believe she gonna say it was weapons, drugs, whole lot of stuff. She gonna be saying. Now, okay. Let me stop talking about Tasha K before she come in the chat and I show her love. Okay, so shout out to all the. All right, thank you, Wiley Show people. All right, okay, let's go. Let's move on. See, y'all get me in trouble. I said I ain't gonna be talking about no bloggers. Lord, let me go. Woo! Let me talk about these bloggers. As soon as I talk about them, it's a problem when I say something. So let me move on. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's get to our next story at hand. Where are we going to go to next? We're going to go to my dear brother, August Alsina. He released Entanglement video. Tangling them sheets, okay? Entanglement, we're tangling the entanglement. He finally released the video, and it was a flop. I was not into that video. I thought he was gonna have a Jaden Pinkett Smith, look-alike, an actor in the video, a Will Smith actor. I really thought that was who he was gonna have in the video. I did not think that the video was going to be like that. So I'm just trying to understand that, what in the really is going on with the video, because I really thought that the video would just have like a Will Smith look-alike, Jada Pinkett Smith look-alike. I just think the video director, whoever they booked, did not do a good job. So, because the video could have been greater if that he would have done that. You know what I'm saying? Could have had like a little mini movie, he put an acting where the wife talked to the guy, and the guy go out to a movie set, and then he called August Alsina, and y'all get entangled in the sheets and have one of Will movies playing in the background. It just could have been so much better, I think, creatively. Because if you didn't do it like that, then you could have left it alone. You could have left it alone. It could have left it on. Now I'm looking at the video. They said multiple police officers spotted outside Drake's Toronto mansion tonight. Okay, this was 3 days ago. I guess it was okay because nobody else prayed that everything is fine. But I would have thought some more would have been with this August Alsina story. With that video, right, ladies? I thought he could have been getting the lady entangled in the shower, with whipped cream. I just thought it could have been better. I mean, even when I look in the video, I want to look at it again so I can get a good look at it. And it opened up fire, and it opened up with August Alsina with shades on it outside a place like it's with fire. Then a lady in there, she twerking. Rick Ross, he got on his white t-shirt. All that good liposuction did him well. A lady, she dangling from the ceiling, twirling around. Another lady, again, she's panning her, with a bed sheet. This just wasn't really great. It wasn't really great. A lady looking like she didn't bleach her hair, looked like she wetted. Another lady trying to be like a ballerina. It just wasn't great. I'm looking at where is the acting? Where is the storyline? Then you get Rick Ross. He's up there smoking in front of an old Cadillac, a little like a Cadillac, drinking wine. Then August Alsina, he got his break. Then a lady with the bleach hair, the noodles on her head, twerking and shaking her butt. Like, this don't have nothing to do with the song. The visuals don't match up to the song. What are they talking about on the car for? What is this? And then it panned him, and y'all gotta see this video. Y'all really have to see this video. This video, I'm just not feeling it. It did not match up to the lyrics. I'm like, this video, is this really what they're doing? He could have kept this. It's just him outside and stuff burning. This ain't no protest video of you looting. This is supposed to be entanglement with the girl. It's just so much that could have been done with this video. Maybe it's me. If I was direct, I would have directed the heck out of that video. It would have been great. It would have matched up to the song. I'm like, then it's showing her butt again. It's just not a good video. Not at all. Give me a second, you guys. I'm sorry about that. So it was at my door. Oh, we from Frontier. Would you like some? No, I don't want no cake. How you looking? Get away from my door. I'm like, this is somebody that I catfish come at my door like this? I should have went on and answered the door. But I was doing a show. I would have entertained that person. Good looking. I'm like, did somebody send this to my door? Anywho. Excuse me, that was somebody who wanted me to sign up for Frontier and stuff like that. Okay. All right, let's move on from that. So, yeah, entanglement, I really wasn't feeling it. Y'all let me know in the comments, or y'all can call in and let me know about the video. Okay? Now, I'm going to move on to the next person. And this, while we're here for, let's get into it. Our dear sister. Oh, no. First, let's get into Charlamagne the God. Charlamagne the God is on a promo run for his Black Effect podcast, The Black Effect, on iHeart. He have a partnership with iHeart, okay? He's been an employee for 10 years, and now they decided, hey, let's become partners. Now with this, it's something weird, right? I just didn't like that he went on Vlad TV. I feel like you should go on all Black media shows, period, first. Like the Wiley Show, like the Wiley Show, like the Wiley Show. I don't know what it is. I don't know who I need, what email need to be sent to the right people, because I would like to interview Charlamagne the God. This is another person that I read his books, studied his books, and I'm not going to give up for it. I'm going to keep on sending the email. I'm going to keep on calling the right person, whatever it is. If I have to put on my white voice, I definitely wouldn't be putting it in. Whatever it is. So I definitely can't wait to get that connection, or because I would like to talk to them about the Black Effect, podcast, because the interviews that when they do it, they're not really asking Charlamagne the appropriate questions, right? Like they're not asking those great questions that I think for a great interview. And Vlad, to me, he comes off like a detective type of interview, like him in an interrogation room, and that's the kind of swag. I would ask him a better question. Better question. So I really want to interview Charlamagne. I'm not even going to drag him because of what I think what he's doing for the culture, bringing people along the way with a network and them marketing and sending a network out there. I think it would give them more publicity. And all of those, podcast people, they still 100% own their podcast. They're just leasing it out or licensing it out, I guess, but they still own it. So shout out to all the people that got a podcast with them. It's a lot of questions I would love to ask them, because what way of that, being a Black man, going on a Black man show that is coming up in the game, and I think that would be great. So he went on Vlad TV, and of course, Vlad, he's going to chop up a 1-hour interview into 69,000 parts. But in at one point, he was talking about the interview. Of course, him and Vlad didn't really get along because some things he don't like. Me, I think Vlad TV is problematic in the business. And I think that, he sucked up the culture. And I would love for a Black entity to have the most leading media outlets for hip hop. I would love more Black people to have that. And it's not enough bisexual, openly gay Black men having the ear to the culture. It's not enough. It's only a handful. I think that's one of the only podcasts that is a Black man, a Black gay man that got a big share of the marketplace and made a name for himself. But we need more. Now, it's a lot of gay men in the business, but they're not open. Let's not get it twisted. Don't pretend. It's a lot of them that exist. And once you become in the business and really get up there, you will see a lot of them guys. They are in the business and they go both ways, and some just go one way. A lot of wives are ain't none but beards and ain't none but coverings to cover up for a lot of these people. But I would love to interview Charlamagne the God, because I think I would ask him the right questions, because you're dealing with a host that is hungry, and you're dealing with a host that will give you a great interview, instead of going to the same tired outlets like Vlad, right? Because he's already established. Okay, show your power and your influence by going to these up-and-coming shows like the Wiley Show and be great. So, because I read his books, I read both of them. I read Black Privilege. I read, what was the other one? There was Black Privilege. It was another book I read of his too. The Shook one. I read both of them, and I would love to read his books. But the reason why I was bringing it up in the business, because I think a lot of people, they don't give support or love to people that are bi in the media or gay in the media. I think that we need to be more supportive of these outlets, and that's why I brought up bisexual commentators, gay commentators. It needs to be more of that. We need to have these people like a Charlamagne go on these other platforms and show love, other than Vlad TV. But when he went on Vlad TV, I could really enjoy it because it was like 8 minutes, because he's going to chop that interview up to 88 parts. But he was saying that his contract with the Breakfast Club is over in December. So I don't know if he's going to resign. I think he will resign because, like I said, he tried it in television. If you're not getting those ratings, white people, their patience with Black shows are very thin. So he went and he done some shows on MTV and he got canceled. So it's a lot of questions I would love to ask him. And I'm not going to ask that because I don't want nobody snatching up, because people, they say they don't watch the Wiley Show, but they will sure snatch that idea. Okay? No, Vlad TV is not bi. Oh, is he? No, he's not. He's not bi. Wait. Now ask me offline, and I can do an offline question. But publicly, I would say no, because I don't have no facts. But I said, so the spirit that led me to say that, I just said it. But no, I'm gonna just say that right there and there. I don't know why. I don't know. No, I'm not saying something. No, I ain't saying none of that. I don't know why I said, you know what? I'm about to go, y'all, just like, soon as I try to clean up my act, and I said, no, what I was saying is, okay, let me rewind, okay. I brought up bi because I'm bi, and I feel like they need to not go by bisexual platforms and show love to these outlets that are bi and gay, etc. Show love to us. That's why I said bisexual. And I know it sounds weird that I inserted that in there because, everybody is just like, oh my God, is he bi? Is he bi? Is he this? No. You go take that to these people saying I said it. No, because my legal shield attorneys ain't strong enough to come out of these black. No, don't you do that. Because I ain't like Tasha K, because she say she wiped her butt with ceases and sisters and blow her nose. Absolutely not. Okay? No. I'm not saying that. I don't know why I said I got a feeling somebody gonna chop that up. Well, Wiley said, Charlamagne, I ain't say that. I ain't say that. Let me clean that up 100%. That man's Charlamagne is married. He's a married Black man. And I read his books, and he's an intelligent man. And no. Man, I don't know what the world I did there. You see how quick that is? Because they would chop that up in a second and say, well, Wiley said that. You know, these people watching me, Wiley did that. You know, they be debating, well, say, I don't want to, let me say something out of pocket. It'll be a whole headline. Because, I have to understand, too, that I have bloggers that do commentary off of the Wiley Show. It is what it is. So at one point, I'm kind of used to bloggers doing content on me because, again, I'm from the B sector. So I'm used to that, but not in the celebrity gossip sector. So when I hear about it, I'm like, I can't be mad because when you move up to a different threshold, when you're moving up to 13,000, 14,000, 20,000 or whatever, you're going to get more and more people to talk about you. I'm more so, the more views you get, the more people will come after you and say what they got to say about you. It is what it is. But I can say about Charlamagne, brother, your book, Black Privilege, I've learned so much in this book of you talking about working with white men, how you broke down of the industry or the people. I highly suggest people read page 214 and page 215, how you were talking about of the industry or the people. And so how you evolve from that idea of the industry or the people. Let me break that down a little bit. Because Wendy Williams was like, you got to be for the people, so you can't go to these industry parties. But Charlamagne was like, this is a new industry that you can be friends with people and yet still have their platform. But I kind of challenge that because if I was friends with Kelly Rowland, Beyonce, Nicki, all of these people, I think it'd be great because they can come on my show and I still can make my money. But what if they do something? I know I can't drag them. Why? Because they my friend. I'm going to have to be like this. Well, y'all heard this, Beyonce, Kelly, and all. I ain't going to be able to drag them if I want to keep them relationships. So it's a catch-22 with that, too. If you want to be popular in the industry, a lot of your opinions is going to be censored if you want to be a commentator. And I want to be a commentator. I don't want to be your friend unless you're going to pay me to be your friend. Unless you're going to do me like Jeffree Star did, pay me to be your friend. Okay? That's what it is. I absolutely. I just think that. So it is definitely great. I think it's awesome, and I'm gonna be really, really clear on you on that. So I want to be a commentator. I want to give my opinion, but I gotta be careful because if you friends with all these people, some stuff you ain't gonna be able to say. Period. It is what it is. Okay. Okay. So what do you think about Andrew Gullum coming out, Wiley? How he did exactly what I told him to do on my channel? Well, I think personally, Andrew Gullum he got caught. He had no choice but to come out. Sister girl, he got caught. Had no choice, He had no choice. Yeah, when you're out here and you did what you did, you have no choice but to come out the closet. You have no choice. You got caught and got set up. Was potentially could have been the next governor of Florida, but now your chance, I'm not gonna say it's erased. I'm not gonna say it's erased. I'm not gonna say that because he still got a chance to regain his power back. I think once he dumped that that black woman and get a white man, and he will be the next governor of Florida. I think what happened, the white gay community will embrace him. They will applaud him once he divorced that black woman and get him a white man because that's what he really wants. He really wants that. And now he's more established, but he don't want to destroy his children. But I think after this, give him about another year or two. He will be divorcing that black woman and get him a white woman. You heard it here first on the Wiley Show. I sense it in my spirit. That's what he wants. He don't want, it was good for his career at a time, but now he want to go for that higher spot. I believe he's going to dump her and he's going to get him a white man. And he's going to marry him. And you're going to see he's going to be the new governor of Florida. Just mark my words. She's going to divorce him eventually. Yeah, she's going to let him go. She's in the phase. Oh, my children, I'm here for that kid. That she tired. She's embarrassed. She ain't going to be able to deal with that. She's going to let him go. They're going to work out the kinks and all of that. After this COVID pandemic, don't be shocked when he get that situation, okay? All right, so we're going to move right along into the chat. I'm not getting involved with these bloggers' names because y'all put this out. I ain't said nothing about that. Only thing I'm going to say is I'm going to stick on these topics. Okay, here we go. Now, let's get into Nene leaks. These people. I tell you, when you don't own stuff, when you work for these institutions, you can't be going up in there acting like you the owner because they don't need you and you can be replaced. Let me add some context with that. So today, Nene Leakes went on her YouTube channel to announce that she will not be returning to season 13 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm going to read a couple of quotes from that video. One of the quotes, she said, I have been on an extremely long, tiring negotiation. There have been a lot of emotions flying from both sides. Then another quote, this is from Nene. I have made the very hard, difficult decision to not be a part of the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 13. It wasn't an easy decision for me. It was hard. Another quote. It started on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I started on the Real Housewives of Atlanta in 2008. I was 18 years old when that started. We took off like a rocket. We took off. You could have never told me I would start on this little show and it would still be going strong 13 to 14 years later. And it is. Another quote from Nene. I'm just so happy that I can say that I was a part of a genre that opened up doors for Black ensemble reality shows to step up and be a part of what we all now love so much, reality TV. Now, what I've heard, from me talking to some people, that she went in there with them white folks and were demanding millions of dollars. And the reason they probably would have gave her those millions than what she was requesting. But she kind of messed up doing that reunion show on the virtual show. She gonna get off the show and acting as though y'all need me and we don't need you. And this is where I knew she messed up. Never exit yourself off a reunion show and try to pretend like, because she tried to play her power like, y'all need Nene. I made Real House of Atlanta, and that's a lie. You don't make the Real House of Atlanta. Everybody on that show collectively put a piece on that show to make it rated. You don't make the show. Because when you went on that last time, the ratings did not dip like that. So, and Nene can be replaced. Or you could get another loud Black woman that's loud in people's face, being messy, that dominates. It's something you can easily be replaced on Real Housewives of Atlanta, Nene. Some other hungry woman that want the fame and some attention can easily replace you just like that. So don't get up here acting like you can't be replaced, because when you're dealing with reality TV, somebody else can take that spot. You are replaceable when you don't own that network. You have no stakes in that network. So when you're negotiating, you should try to get some stakes over there, some ownership up into the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So you don't have any of that. So when you got on there and it ended that show, I exit out of that reunion, and Andy was like, where's Nene? And then you call your other cast member when Nene said, and he was like, tell her to get on camera. I knew you messed up. And then you want to go and negotiate. Okay, y'all, it's Nene. I said what I said. I want a couple of millions. How you going to request all the millions and then you messed up on the virtual reunion show? And then you were messing up, not getting along with production and fighting folks and all that type of stuff. So I didn't think that you were going to get all of that, not especially during a pandemic. So you easily can be replaced. It's going to be a loud Black woman. The reason why I say loud Black woman is because Reality Housewives is predominantly Black. And if you want to avoid that character as a producer, and I know how these producers operate, get you another loud Black woman. Get Tiffany Pollard. She's loud. She's Black. She's ghetto. Get her, and people will watch it. It is what it is. Y'all don't want no. They can't get another Cynthia on there. They're gonna have to get somebody that's loud, ghetto, in people's face. That's what makes that reality TV. Let her get on there and be like Kim. Go that what's the other Kim lady? The other lady that was on Living Single. What's her name? When she got up on there and she was all class, man, please. They said, get off the show. It's gonna have to be, I'm gonna say it again, loud, ghetto, ratchet on the show. T.S. Madison, somebody like that. I think that would be great, but that would be a moneymaker, because that would be something. And Monique would have been great, but she don't want to get ghetto. Now she bougie now. Okay. All right. Well, first of all, the reason I say allow because Nene is a black woman, and I think to replace her, just get another loud black ghetto woman in that. What was the situation? It is what it is. I said what I said. The reason why y'all say Cynthia is boring because she ain't loud, black, and ghetto. If she was loud, black, ghetto, and people face confrontational, y'all, I live for Cynthia. Most of y'all on this platform say Cynthia is boring because she ain't loud, black, and ghetto. Well, she black, but she ain't loud and ghetto. So that's all this ad is. Y'all know how these losers look. Like, come on. Why do you say there could be no white woman in there? Or bring back Phaedra. I would love to bring back Phaedra. I love that because please bring back Phaedra so we can get once they get up there crying. And see, this is what I tell you. This is why I tell you, Portia. You see how she doing you, Portia? Oh, I can't stand. Yeah, bring back Phaedra because Phaedra know how to trigger the girls. Bring back Phaedra. So, Nene, I don't know what you're going to do. Maybe you could work for Michelle at the Alien blog. I don't know, but you're going to need that money. You're going to need that money. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Because you're going to need that money. That's a good check. Because her store got shut down or out of business. What's she going to do? And we open up the phone lines. Maybe because too toxic and ended up bit in the hand, right? You know. So she gone to Mona. Me too. I'm a Brown. Kim was crybaby and allow him up. She was too, but she wasn't the star. What made Nene the star? Because she was loud, black, and ghetto. That was what made her the star. Reason why Nene was the face because she was loud, black, ghetto, in people's face. I said what I should have got out. You know, she's all in that type of way. Because what was that? Eve? What was her name? Eva or is it Eve? Is it Eva or Eve? Because she tried to be loud ghetto to save her spot, but it was too late. You can't be all bougie on the season and boring, and then want to be all ghetto or ratchet on the reunion show. And they had to give her the boot. See, when them cameras on, baby, you got to know how to put on a show if you want to solidify your spot. Put them cameras on, baby. What you want? When she left, you that yes. When you on that reality show, you got to know when them cameras on, you got to put on a show. Because some of these people, I get offered to do, and this is the thing, people that's out here reporting, talking about, Wiley didn't get offered to do Chasing Dallas. You out here lying. I get offered to do a lot of chasing shows. I don't do it because I own what I do. And I get paid for what I do. I did not want to go on no platform and not getting paid. Now, I will host a show to get paid to host a reunion. But I'm not going to do a show and flip over and throw plates and cups and hot cups and coffee. Ain't getting no check. I get paid for what I do over here. Now, I do any other chasing reality show I will host for a check, but I'm not getting up there. I'm giving you all the ratings. I ain't getting no check. I don't own none of it. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm not doing that. So people are so like, oh, I don't just rush everything because I'm not that thirsty for attention because I built up my own platform. Okay? I humped the executive producer of Chasing Dollars. We were together. We was clap, 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 clap. Okay? Okay, it was meetings all in my bedroom. So I did it, and I was offered, and I said no, unless I'm executive producer and I own a part of this show. I want to own a part of it. Okay? Can I shop my own advertisers and I get the percentage of it? Do I get percentage of the advertising dollars? I talk to a lot of people that's on these chasing franchise thing, and they always call me, and it's like this. And I'm here for it. I ain't gonna say no names. But I'll sure go repeat what was said. Here you go. Hello. Hey, Wiley, this is such and such. Hey. Yo, what's going on? You ain't heard this from me, but we don't get paid. We gotta show up to the tapers. We don't get paid. I said, is y'all getting paid? Nah. I know y'all know. I'm like, y'all doing all that, throwing plates, cups, fighting, catching felonies, and you ain't getting no check? No. No. So I'm like, absolutely not. No. No, I'm not doing it. And you're going to have to pay me for what I'm worth. And if you're not going to pay me for what I'm worth, I'm not going to do it. It said, put on a dry country wig with his red lipstick and send Marquita the Cross-Eyed Diva on an audition. I would probably do that. Many people talk against me doing it, but I would do it. But I would do it. But for me, no, I was offered. I will still talk about the show, whether it's chasing Dallas, whether it's chasing LA, whether it's chasing whatever. I'm going to report on these shows. I don't care who on it. It could be a person that I don't like. If you own the show, guess what? I'm going to report on you. Period. I'm not going to stop. I start reporting. That ain't no, is Wiley going to report on Chasing LA? Is he going to report on Chasing? Well, first and foremost, they offered Mr. Wiggins the position for Chasing LA. Oops. Did you know that? Why you so thirsty to flip out a chair? Is he going to report on Chasing LA? They wanted him. And he said no. I told him, book him for the show. But you got to pay him. And I told him, he ain't going to do it for free. He make too much money on this channel. He ain't going to go and chase it and not for free, he ain't. So why you up there yes, I'm going to report on it like I do everything else. But they need to give him ownership. Give him produce. And me, I said, and when his name were mentioned, because me, I be in those conversations. I give opinions, whether y'all like me or not. I said, y'all need to book him. But listen to more I said to put him on the show. I said, let him be executive producer and let him get a creative control and let him be executive producer of the show. Let him do that. If he can't be executive producer and have control, to be able to give creative control, then I don't think he would do something like that. But go ask him, because it need to make sense. He's too established. He's not an unknown blogger. He made thousands of dollars already by himself. Why would he say, well, you got to pay for your own car service. You got to drive from your area that you at, come to LA, spend your gas, and then come show up for some tapings. You're paying for all of that. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I would have done Chasing Dallas, but I'm being executive producer. I'm the only one coming on there with a national platform. I'm not coming out there for free because I know my worth. I know what I'm going to deliver for this show. So I'm not going to be coming on there because I'm not, again, that thirsty for attention. People think I'm thirsty for attention. No. Because I already know what you're going to be bringing up. And before I put this on this international platform, I'm going to get paid. Is it a check involved? Ain't no check involved. I'm not executive producer. When my name is up there, with the Wiley Show, Marquise Wiley is I want my name ringing up there too. Because my storyline poops on 99% of the people they could compete with my storyline. They ain't gonna be able to compete with me. They ain't gonna be able to compete with me. So you got to understand your worth when you're doing these shows. I don't just say, I'ma just do it. No. Especially when I know how much money y'all getting. Absolutely not. What about the advertising dollars? Hello. Is you gonna dedicate 5 minutes each episode to my show inside of this? You have to negotiate. I'm not just signing up for a show where I pay my gas, my clothes, my this, my that, to do this show. No. I need to have ownership and power when it comes to this show. If you can't pay me just in a check, give me producer rights, producer credits, executive producer credits, and also other things. That's just what I got to say about that. But I'll review the show all day because it's great. It's entertaining. I love reviewing all the shows. Most of these people, they watch G Status. I'm on the phone with G. Hey, put the episode out. Put the episode out because Chase in Atlanta, they coming. And they already in my emails. You going to review us? Of course, I'm going to review the show. I already got what I'm going to say each single episode. But I want to wait up for G Status because I like G Status. What's the world going on with episodes? What's going on with the episode? So I'm trying to get the situation with G Status and try to see what's going on. They got some issues or whatever the case may be that's going on. But I want that to be lifted so they can release it because it's great content. It's awesome content. And I review the content every single day. I love it because most of I've interviewed a lot of the cast of G Status. And I think it's a great show. I think it's an awesome show. I think it's great. So I highly suggest people that are up and coming talent that want to do a show, go on G Status, go on these shows, whatever is chasing. If you want to put internet, if you don't really have a voice in media online, if you want to do a show, go right ahead and do it. Go right ahead and do it. It'll be great. It'll be great. Many people get calls because they talk about Wiley all day, every day. So, of course, you'll get it and they'll be interested. It'd be great. But just know, whatever you mention on there, just don't mention me on there because I'm going to get the clout because I'm more established. Don't mention me on that show. Yeah, I would delete every other debate. Oh, why he delete the videos of Wiley? What's going on? You built your whole voice on Wiley. So now we're going to see, now build yourself up. You talk about me all day. Build you up. Do you. Don't do that to try to impress me because I'm not impressed because I'm going to still talk about the show like I talk about every other show. I said, what's going on? I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Somebody said, so I get a phone call. You know, people, they are very, very nosy. And I'm here for, I love talking to nosy people because you ain't really going to go far in this business when you ain't got nosy people around. But I got a phone call that was like, yeah, Wiley, so I'm hearing that you ain't going to be talking about Chase in LA. I said, who told you that? I'm going to talk about every single show because I like the producer. Shout out to Q. I like him. I like the people. Quavon, I love all the people that's part. I love them all. Camera people, I love them. Great. I will be reviewing that because I always said I made a promise to the community. I will always support LGBT content creators, especially when you talk about a reality show. Okay? So run back and go tell that. Let me go ahead. Oh, Lord. Whew. That was fun. I had to get that out. I was going to do it yesterday, but we were talking about Cardi, but that felt good. 2679, Carly on air. Hello?
I know it's I'm looking for it. I put it here last night. I know I did it.
Hey, you live on the show. What did you do? Hello?
Hello?
Hey.
Hi. I love you so much.
Okay.
Guess what?
Oh, you're not going to be playing on the phone today. You tried to come on here yesterday. You know, did your mama know you call it in? Okay. Yeah, so if you want to call in, press 1 and we'll bring you on the air. So I had to bring that point up, but you got to understand your work and make sure when you're on these reality shows that you save your money. Because whenever I get on the show and the show get picked up and they give me so many thousands or so much whatever, I don't want to spend it all. You want to invest it. and make sure you're still putting things together with your own personal digital real estate, right? If you're on a television show and your show been picked up, you want to make sure whatever funding you're getting from that you put away in savings and invest and put back into your platform, because that show is not going to last always. It's going to end, right? It may be a one good season, 2 good season, 3, 4, but you want to make sure that you're putting whatever you make off there into your platform, into your production company, and to whatever you're doing, and not wasting the money. You don't want to waste it. And you don't want to get greedy too with these networks, especially if you're just starting off and everything. Have a core that you might, that's how you have to understand negotiations, understand, not just say, well, give me 60 million. Now, you ain't gonna get no 60 million when you just started. So you have to get what you can get what you can negotiate, but understand that you may not get this big number that you want for this year, but look 3-4 years along and with all that exposure, especially if it's on a national television network. Especially if it's on that. So you got to understand, you got to know how to negotiate when it comes to those deals. And then, yes, you want to make sure that if you build this impact up, make sure you negotiate well with them and try to get some ownership. Let me see in the chat. The number is 646-716-8447 if you want to call in. Yes, the kids love the Wiley Show. Not going to happen, okay? Okay. What the world? What do they call this show? Well, my best behavior today. Yes. So I want to say this, and yesterday was a lit show, you guys. I want to thank y'all. These past couple episodes have been really, really lit. But I will say this, though, to Nene. I'm hearing that you're going to do WeTV, Mona, whatever you're going to do, sister. I'm here for it. You got my support. But don't give up on your YouTube channel, though. Like, don't give up on that digital real estate. You have a YouTube channel, and I looked on your YouTube channel. The last time you post was like 3 months ago. So don't give up on that. That's a great show. And that's one thing that I like about, T.S. Madison is that she didn't give up her online career. Her online career is just awesome. So I love the fact that she promote online all day. And it's that online digital real estate. So whenever she do get on television, she have a massive network online. So audience will understand. They will know how to tweet. They will know how to Facebook. They will know how to do this online. And I want to say this, though. Even for me in this business, because I'm just in the role of, yes, I've been doing this a while, but my numbers are not like my competitors. So some people, they're in the spirit, they're in the season of that they're going to get this because this is their season. Everybody have their season in the business. Wiley will have his. This person will be their season. But when you're looking at somebody else having their season, you just observe, congratulate them, and kudos points to them. And we're right, because everybody have their season in this business. And then eventually, Wiley going to have his season, where I'm going to be working on different projects and different this, and it's going to be boom, 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 boom. Everybody have their seasons in this business. When you are consistent and you are doing a show on a consistent basis, eventually the Wiley Show will have their season. The Wiley Show will have their moments. It will be moments with an S. So it's just going to happen. You are going to be like, oh my gosh, what? It's just going to happen. Everybody, as long as you're being faithful and consistent and building that relationship up with your audience, guarantee you that I will have my moment. And it's going to be a great season, because some of these people I'm going to be knowing for a long time. This is why when I have conversations with people from Chasing, all of the Chasing franchise, a lot of them know me because I've been working with them before they got on the show. I've interviewed some of these artists before they got on the show. So those relationships is just there. So you got to continue to be consistent. One reason why I like Chasing franchise is because we were featured on that show a couple of times just by being media, right? I enjoy working in media. I enjoy interviewing and talking mess, And we talked about it. That's why I got some fans from the Chasing Reality franchise. So when people talk and they diss me and they trash me, I always say they didn't do their research, because I can like pull the tape of me interviewing what was his name? Nico from Little Women's of Atlanta. He got one of the Little Women's of Atlanta is his baby mama. We brought him on the Wiley Show. We pretty much it was a part of a storyline. They posted it on Chasing Atlanta. Then there was another case where we interviewed one of the artist managers because she was in jail and the manager did not like it, that they did not do right. And I criticized them, talking about y'all should get that woman out of jail. And that was on Chasing Atlanta. So when people diss Wiley, you got to do your research. Most people, when they criticize me, they ain't gonna know what, give my resume. They're doing it. And I get it because when you are friends with other people in the business, this is your friend. So of course you would drag Wiley. But you're not going to tell your friend, when I was in Wiley City, I wanted to meet Wiley. You was obsessed with meeting me. And I said, no, because why would I meet you and you don't like me because you don't want to end with the relationship? So it just be like, the reason why you do it, you don't believe none of this stuff about poor little Wiley, but you do it because you want to be invited to the party. Because I know I ain't that way. You want to be invited to the party. You know you can't get on your platform showing love to the Wiley Show. You'll lose them friendships. So, of course, you'll just drag Wiley. Anonymous, you live on the air.
Hi, Bob.
Hey, how you doing? I'm doing great.
Good. I would like to say I think Nene make a good watch for the conversation on Zeus with a couple of the girls from Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Yes, tell me why. Why you say that?
Because I think she broke a lot of relationships with a lot of them. So I would like to see her and Kim sit down, her and Sheree sit down, her and Kim Phil sit down, maybe her and Kenya, her and Phaedra. All the relationships that, she's managed to break over the years, I think it'll make a good watch on the Zeus Network on the conversation.
Yes, I'm telling you, Zeus is where it's at. Because it's an app subscription base. And yes, I think that will be great. It will be a great.
She'll be able to make a couple of those coins back. She won't miss too. Mm-hmm.
She can host, produce, and shout out to the CEO of Zeus.
Exactly.
I think that's great.
And it won't, no editing, no nothing. They get to sit down one-on-one. I would like to see her hash out a lot of the issues with a lot of the girls.
Absolutely.
That's all I have for you.
Yes, thank you, sister. That's a great idea.
You're welcome. I'm enjoying the show tonight.
I enjoy you. Thank you.
Okay. Good night.
Good night. Click on anywhere place. First of all, she's dating. You are fired if they don't if they don't accept that if negotiation goes stale, you're pretty much fired. What she's gonna say. What is the PR move? Hey, y'all. I was negotiating for months and they didn't respond. They fired you. They said no. But the more PR move you can say, it negotiated didn't work out. They didn't give her an offer. Too much care for her. She's gone. So that is what it is. Now, if you want to call in, you can have a conversation. And he said he's going to miss her on the show. I hope to work with all the endeavors. That's what they say. That's a PR thing. We wish you well in your future endeavors. That's just a good PR statement. You're right? Right? Because if he really wanted to work with Andy, could have been like, okay, let's give her $20 million. Let's give her 30. But no, they did not see that was her worth. She don't own Real Housewives of Atlanta. She is an employee, not an owner. So as long as you're working for these institutions, guess what they can do? They can tell you nay or yay. But if she was an owner, if she had some ownership, had some percentages with the company, with the production company, with the network, or with the production company, she could have negotiated better. But when you don't own nothing, you got to do whatever master say you can get. And if master say no, you got to leave the plantation. That's the power of ownership. That is what Joe Budden is preaching. That is what Dame Dash is preaching. That is what Monique is preaching. You got to understand your worth. And so what Nene can do is produce shows on the internet, or produce a show and shop it to Zeus, or produce a show and shop it to a network. You got to own it. Be a boss. If you say you a boss, Nene, get your production company, do a Mona Scott, and get your producer show. It is what it is. That's the business. Exactly why they need the public to stay calm, so it makes sense like it was a mutual thing. Absolutely. But in the reality, she got on that phone with her lawyer, and she probably gave him some outlandish numbers, and they said no. She would make her money and she can make a lot of money on YouTube. Just be consistent. You already have a brand. You already have a name. So many shows she can host. I ain't gonna give her no suggestions. She can host her own court show online. She could be the new co-host of the Queen's Supreme Court, featuring T.S. Madison and Nene Leakes. I think that would be great. I think that will take the Queen's Supreme Court to the next level and shop the Queen's Supreme Court to the network. I think Nene should be the new co-host of the Queen's Supreme Court, and then shop it to a network, either to Zeus or to any of these other entities, and shop it. And then do a Queen Supreme Court podcast, and maybe get on the Black Effect, network, or get an exclusive deal with Spotify. Who knows? So I just think it's the sky's the limit for Nene. It's about what she wants. Nene made a public statement on Brio executive were racist, and after that, they reduced her camera time, and now we're here. They pushed her out quietly. Yeah, because when you call him master racist, what do you think they're going to do? Oh, congratulations, Nene. We're going to give you some more camera time. Absolutely not. Now that you live on the show.
Greetings, Wiley.
Greetings.
Blessed evening to you. How are you?
Bless.
Wiley, you trigger me. I had to get out the chat and go get a shower. Why are you triggering people today? Why are you triggering people this evening, Wiley?
I trigger people? How I trigger people? Because I said black and ghetto?
Yeah.
But that's what was Nene Leakes? Was she meek and humble, or was she black, ghetto, loud? What was Nene? What was Nene?
Oh, Lord, buddy.
What?
I didn't care for her like that, but you need to be up here screaming. They're so loud. I'm like,
that's what she was loud.
I said, oh God, I need to wrap the cover.
She did. That's what she was. She was black and ghetto. That's what she was. It's the truth. It's just that. And she played her cards right. And then she wanted to get all white women with the executives, and they said,
But honestly, seriously speaking, though, it's bigger than Nene. Nene is like, I think Nene is one of Bravo's biggest celebrity as far as the housewives go. And if you say the housewives, the first thing people go to is Nene. The first thing people relate to. I don't think anyone else has come out as big as her. I mean, Bethany from New York has way more money. But as far as popularity goes, I think it's Nene. But Bravo has been treating the Black housewives different. I stopped watching Bravo over 3 years ago. And it's not only Nene that has an issue. Mariah from Married to Medicine, they have been horrible to her. It's her show. She created this show. She chose the women, and she shut the show to We and Bravo. Bravo picked it up. And Bravo has treated her horribly and squeezed her out. It's only because that she's not as known as Nene, she's not as popular as Nene, there's no conversation about her. But Bravo, and the thing is, Bravo only do this with the Black women on these shows. Because the white women have done a whole lot. Look at KKK Kim.
Mm-hmm.
Kim walked out of that show, backed away the camera, tell them she was done with them, and what did she do? She walked into a whole show of her own. The ratings are low, but Bravo still have her on air. The show is still there. She went to jail. commit all kind of fraud, all kind of stuff, and she's still there. So there's other white women who do all kind of messed up stuff.
But my thing is that if you understand that this is your treatment of this network, should it be let's go build our own network? Let's go build our own show? Because most television shows, they already have a narrative. They have a status quo. My argument is, why not go to a network that is Black owned, like Zeus is Black owned, or get your own streaming app, get a couple of Black women together.
But Zeus just came about, right?
I know Zeus. I understand that. Yeah.
A year ago.
Yeah, Zeus, about 2 years, but it's getting popular now. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, why not do a Zeus route? Just get your app and get a paid subscription and have people to go and watch the show that way. Because the traditional model of television, they're not that Black friendly because it's not too many Black owned networks that are Black owned. It's a lot of Black targeted networks, but I'm talking about Black owned networks.
Right. Unfortunately, a show like Zeus is not paying much money. And so people will go to them because they're not paying much money. But what people should look at, okay, if we decide, like how they, right? This is how I look at it and think of it. Like how they fire Nene, I as the other women, I would just say, okay, I'm done. And let the whole show fall apart, because even if they get new people, because Nene is the original person on that show, right? She's the only original person on that cast. And yeah, if they have Kenya can bring drama, but how long can Kenya really bring good drama for to keep the ratings up on that show? And if the women said, okay, we're done, like when all this stuff was going on behind the scenes with Nene and Nene talking about the racism and Mariah, instead of fighting against each other, all these women should have come together and go after Bravo.
They should. I feel you on that.
They should have all come together.
Absolutely.
And go after Bravo.
Absolutely.
But they
and sue them too.
They're beefing with each other, and it's more about tearing each other down. Like Candy went and did what she do and speak for everyone else on the cast. And so Bravo went to that. And then, they really want to get Nene off the show and all this drama. But for us as Black people, we need to support each other more. We need to come together and do better, because as Black people, we are strong and we are mighty. And if we come together, we can move mountains. And that's what needs to happen. At the end of the day, of course, people don't like her. I don't really care for her. But I'm going to stand up for my people no matter what.
Yes.
Right?
You should.
That's
how it should be.
Need to do.
Absolutely.
We need to come together
Facts.
and move mountains, because had they come together and fight Bravo, they would have had better results. But they don't care for Nene, so it is what it is.
Yes, I agree with you. Thank you. Thank you, sister. God bless you, mouth open. Thank you for your opinion.
You're welcome. Peace, Wiley.
Peace. Love you too. 4713, calling you on the air.
Hey, Wiley, how's it going?
All right. How are you?
I'm good. Okay, so I personally think with the whole Nene situation, like, do not get me wrong, Nene is always going to be a legend in the Bravo streets forever. But I think in this situation, I think it goes deeper than money. I think people were extremely turned off by Nene's actions this season and the last season. I mean, look at how she carried herself at the reunion. You know what I mean? She closed her computer. She didn't finish the interview. Like, I just think they just got caught her antics on the season prior to this last season. You remember when she got suspended for ripping the cameraman's shirt. So I think it goes deeper than the money. I just think that Bravo just got pretty much tired of Nene diva ways. You know what I mean? And I do think she will be missed, because, like I said, everybody does love Nene, but Real Housewives of Atlanta will go on. They went on without Nene for a season before. They had good ratings. So I do think that, yeah, she'll be missed, but the show will go on.
It will. So it's an established brand, and everybody will be tuned in. A lot of folks will be tuned in because they're going to see, okay, how are y'all going to do this without Nene? So, but I think it was her antics too. You're right about that. You got to know when you are an employee, you got to know how to play the game. And you can't come in there being angry, ripping cameras and having these. Sometimes you got to humble yourself a little bit. You have to. Or they will humble you.
Not only that, and then not only that, her going public during the season, like beefing with Andy and, you know what I mean? Like just airing out stuff. Like I said, I just think it goes deeper than the money issue. Like it definitely has something to do with, I think they just got tired of Nene deep ways. And I think they saw it as, okay, yeah, Nene is a staple on the show. However, this show has continued on without her for a season before. So it's just like you said, Real Housewives of Atlanta is an established brand. So whether Nene is on there or not, people are still going to tune in to see what's going on. So that's my perspective on it, but I do think it's unfortunate that she won't be on this season. But I think she left a very foul taste in everybody's mouth as to how she conducted herself at that reunion.
It was very unprofessional. It's already a virtual, so we're already dealing with something that is new. And when she got off of that was wrong, and then she was trying to call other cast members. Andy was pissed. He was like, "What is she doing? Tell her to get back on camera," because they put a lot of money into those shows. That set the tone for the next season.
Right, and my thing is with Nene is just like Nene is one of those type of people in my eyes. She can take the heat. Well, I don't know how to say it, but she can dish it, but she can't take it. Like, you know what I mean? Like how they were getting her together and stuff at the reunion. Nene couldn't take that, and so her defense mechanism was to just leave. You know what I mean? She closed her computer and stuff, and it's just like at the end of the day, that was very rude to the audience. You know what I mean? We watched the whole season. We want to see your perspective on what was going on. And so with her not honoring that to the fans and stuff, like I said, I think that really left a very foul taste in Bravo's mouth. And then you threaten to sue them and all of this stuff. Like, in what world do you think you're going to work for a company, publicly threaten to sue them, and then still think that they're going to give you what you want? That's not how the world works.
No, it doesn't. And that to me, she should have known how to play the game. And, and she messes up her own. It's counterproductive too. When you out here, you want a better deal, but yet you messing up at work. You didn't do a good job on the reunion show. You kept getting off. Like, no, you don't do that. No, not.
Yeah, and then like even this past season, she wasn't even really filming this season. You know what I mean? So it's like I said, I personally will miss her, but
because it's not about because how reality TV work. Maybe I'm wrong, but if you did not do a good job the last season, then when you go on negotiation, if you didn't get that much camera time, they're not going to give you top dollar like that. Because they're gonna, yeah. So I just think that she should have just went on, took whatever they offered, and put a better season, and then came back the following and negotiated a higher number. But this was her worst season because she wasn't that out there like that. So I'm looking forward to the next season.
In my opinion, this past season, to me, Kenya and Portia kind of carried that whole season.
They did. And Portia is doing a lot outside of Real Housewives. So she gonna have so many storylines because she got the Black Lives Matter, Breonna Taylor, going to protest. So her storyline is locked. Kenya, she know how to play the game. I just think that Nene just getting that diva, and she take it to the head when I'm the face of the franchise. I think she take that to the head because her music career ain't really go nowhere.
Right, she does take it to the head, but Bravo humble her by letting her know, okay, well, yeah, you might be the face of the show, but like I said, at the end of the day, yeah, people are up in orange today because, I mean, she put it out there that she's not going to be on the season, but I guarantee you, it's not really going to take their ratings. People are still going to tune in. You know what I mean? Like,
facts.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. So, thank you, brother, for calling in.
All right.
Thank you, brother. 963-9363. Call you on there.
Hey, Wiley.
Hey.
Okay, you made it with the side of shade. How you doing?
All right.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead, opinionated.
Okay, this is what I think. I agree with you. I think they should all just go ahead and do something like this and build it on network. I mean, build it on apps and kind of build their own network. Nene has been in reality TV for a while now. Now it's time for her to grow something of her own and bring it into fruition so she can go ahead and say, I owned it. And I can also put people, I can hire people onto the app like Zeus do and create her own shows. It's time for her to go to her next level. Who I would like to see on the Real Housewives of Atlanta is T.S. Madison. I think T.S. Madison would be great for the show.
Oh, T.S. Madison would be great.
It's time for him to go ahead. Huh?
I said yes for T.S. Madison. Go ahead.
I say yes too. You know, I think it's time for them to actually bring a transsexual housewife into the show. It's time. In order for them to finally liberate the LGBTQI community, you have to start bringing them into life with the regular people like us. I mean, not regular people. That was horrible. But, you know, I'm saying you have to mix them in to what we do in order for them to be fully accepted and not separate them, not cause them to say, oh, we're in a community-based, you know, instead of saying we're all one, because we are all one. We're not, their community should not be separated from the normal people in the world. They're people. And I think T.S. Madison would bring a spice to the show. She also have a story to be told. And that's why I feel she should be part of the show.
Yeah, and I think it would be great because she's already in Atlanta. I think it would be great too for her to be on there. And I think also it will open that conversation up about the trans Black women, period.
Yes.
It would just open it up.
They need to be more understood. You know, I don't feel nobody out there really making sure these women are heard and they're women.
Right.
And they need to stop being put into a box, in a category, and they need to be put into the full sector of the world and not a community. They have to tell a story. If they don't ever get to tell a story, we never gonna know, and people won't ever understand the LGBTQ plus I community. And that's my thing. T.S. Madison should be on that show.
Facts. Thank you so very much for calling in.
All
right. I feel you on it. I think that would be a good show if T.S. Madison will be on there. I think that will be lit. Everybody will be tuned in for that. Everybody will be tuned in for that. So if that were to happen, I think we all would be tuned in for that. I know I would. I would review it, and I would be interested in that season, and I think it would be great. I think that would be awesome to be on that show, for her to be on Real Housewives.
That's right. Bringing you the best in politics and celebrity gossip. This is the Wiley Show.
Y'all just listen to that, okay?
Keep it going.
Yes. So they would probably punish Nene for this season and probably would bring her back. But I'm not going to say the ratings going to flop without her, because I'm not going to say that, because the ratings probably will be the highest ratings next year, because everybody is going to be nosy. And if they put on a good show, I think the ratings will be great. So it all depends upon how many people are tuning in tomorrow. I mean, the next season, not tomorrow, for the next season. Okay. Anonymous, you live on the air.
Yes, she's not the face. I don't see it, never did see it. Goodbye. She's not the face. She's not the face. She's not the face. I don't see it, never did see it. Goodbye.
What, T.S. Madison not the face?
See it.
Who's not the face?
Yes, I don't see it.
Don't see
T.S. Madison, I don't see it, never did see it. Goodbye. It's a y'all. Y'all.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute.
She's not the face.
Oh, how do you say she's not the face?
I don't see it.
Well, okay, why you don't see it?
What is she doing for the community?
Her representing the community. Her presence.
Goodbye.
She's a comedian. You said what?
It's a top.
Why are you hating? Is you mad because they're not gonna offer you the position?
It's a top. Goodbye.
Wait a minute. You called into the Wiley Show, so are you upset that they're not gonna offer it to you? Why you say?
I don't see it.
You don't see it?
Never did see a goodbye. Hiya.
But you'll tune into it though. Would you watch it?
Not if she's on it. No, I don't see it. Okay.
What? Wait a minute. Yeah. Okay, so that was a caller. They said they don't see it for T.S. Madison of being on the Real Housewives of Atlanta.
And I am an overseer now. Fuck the icon. I'm an overseer.
Oh, okay. Okay. You the overseer, okay? All right.
I'm the overseer and I don't see it. Never did see it. Goodbye. It's a child.
Oh, it's a child. Okay.
And this is the greatest show on YouTube. Thank you, Wally. Love you.
Love you. That was the overseer. And the overseer, hiya, it's a chop. Overseer Pork Chop was on the line. Did y'all enjoy Overseer Pork Chop? Overseer Pork Chop, let it be known. Okay. Wow. Okay, so we're having a conversation about should T.S. Madison be on the show, and it triggered that caller, the overseer, and he said it's a chop. He don't want to see Maddie on there. Okay, so if anybody else want to call in, the number is 646-716-8447. Let me leave the CEO of Zeus Network a voice note. I'm going to have to leave him a voice note. That's the CEO. But them check, I don't know what y'all talking about, them check bounce, them check clear over there at the Zeus Network. Because I got a buddy that I've been knowing in Chicago for years. He catered his events, and them checks always clear. Okay, 8018, call you on the air.
Wally, stop lying. Stop it.
You said what?
Stop it.
Stop lying about what?
Stop lying.
Stop lying about what?
Youth Network been bouncing checks since China's mother was on.
You won't believe that crackhead. You won't believe that crackhead talking about her check was about. She smoked up that money. She smoked that money up. She smoked that. You ain't gonna be bringing up no crackhead. Talk about her check. She got paid. She smoked it up, and she thought that no, ma'am, they paid her. Yes.
They've been talking about Zeus bouncing checks forever now.
Who?
Serious.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Plenty of people.
Who are these plenty people? Because I have a.
I'm not gonna call it.
Okay.
I ain't gonna call a specific name in the chat. I'm gonna send you a DM on that, or else we'll talk about it in Zoom because you getting your butt on Zoom. You've been cutting up too much today. Okay, we gotta bring you back to reality. So you have been cutting up.
Wait, you say Zeus been bouncing checks? No, I have a buddy that cooked for them.
Okay, Wally, I'm gonna send you something.
Okay, you can send it to.
But on another note.
Okay, go ahead.
I gotta say something about. I gotta go back. What you first talked about was Jason. How are you gonna sit up there? This big butt booger. I'm sorry, big butt booger. Queen, two-tailed queen, who talks about you like trash, because that's how he is, don't like black women, and the woman that was on his show, I can't remember her name, but everybody was dragging him about how he treated her after she got into her car accident. Now, that's out there. He treated her like trash. He always got something to say. Big butt gastric bypass
he's another one. He tried to roast you, and on top of that, he's gonna keep gagging Kaya. Give credit where credit is due. All of these people with these spin-offs, had Kaya not got off that red couch and put it out there, none of them would be gagging.
Well,
Nicki Minaj.
Well, can I say this? Can I say this to Jason? To playing devil's advocate, he got gagging because it was a gay barb. A Nicki Minaj fan said gagging because he saw Jason on the train. You know, Jason said he's a millionaire, but he was on the train, and the guy was like gagging.
Kaya said gag order.
But I'm just talking about, did you see that video? I know Kaya said it, but I'm talking about his, according to Jason, his inspiration for gagging is when that gay barb said gagging, you know, when he blasted him for riding the train.
That's such a liar. She don't even like Kaya. You know how many times he even talked about Kaya? Kaya been saying gagging. Supreme Court for MySpace. No, that's the truth. They're gonna put some respect on her name. That's all I'm
Absolutely.
saying. Now, Nene.
Okay.
I agree with you on Nene. I'm not gonna put the black ghetto queen. Nene. Does anybody remember when Nene first came on the scene with that dry wig, plenty slices of humble pie with bread, and the little kid, and then the son, the big son, and then the other son. Does anybody remember that? Nene has screwed herself. Her attitude is the reason why people got sick of dealing with that. I got money, bitch. That's what she used to say. Now what you gonna do, Nene? Nene, the MGM said no. The MGM hotel in the DMV said no, sister. We can get boutique clothes anywhere. And it wasn't all that. Her attitude is the reason why she's not there anymore. Now, I ain't gonna call her no black ghetto, you know, I ain't doing all that. But she is a little ratchet at times. That's all I wanted to say, Wiley. I love you.
Okay, all right, caller. Wow, you must really had some coffee today. Okay. What the world? Y'all, I said I want some callers. Man, y'all have been answering my prayers. Y'all calling in hot and lit and ready. Y'all ain't playing no games. And these callers calling in ain't playing. What in the world? Wow. I didn't even think y'all was gonna call in. It's like every time I'm sleepy, every time I'm like sleeping before episode, it's like the latest episode. I was sleeping, literally sleeping. And I said, let me do a show. And this is the latest episode. This is the latest episode. Y'all. Wow. Man. Y'all is calling in and was lit today. Let me go to commercial break. We'll be right back.
That's right. Bringing you the best in politics and celebrity gossip. This is the Wiley Show.
Listen to that, okay?
Keep it going.
Man. But no, I want to say this, though, because I want to answer that call. She was talking about Jason Lee. I apologize to him because, you know, some stuff I shouldn't have said. Yeah, he did address me. He said some things, but I'm talking about me. I shouldn't have said what I said. And that's what that's about. So I shouldn't have said what I said. I apologize for what I said to Jason Lee, and because I wanted the interview first. And you got to work on some things in this business. Even though he have said some things, I think it's very problematic. But I'm talking about for the things that I did. I go down a whole list, but as I said, I apologize for that. So shout out to Jason Lee. His show Gagging airs on YouTube, and I actually tune into it. Like this has been my I tuned into like 2 episodes. And I've been thoroughly entertained by it, especially by the ghetto callers. 9363 caller, you on the air.
Hey, Farley, this is Opinionated again, and I have a question for the overseer, Pope Shop. I want to know who he thinks should be the best representation of a transsexual housewife. I mean, there's nobody out there who have made a mark like T.S. Madison. So why is the overseer, Pork Chop, all up in his feelings? And then with Jason Lee, I wonder if Jason Lee, did he credit that guy in the train station for his inspiration?
He did say that. He did. In the episode, he said, he said that's where he got his inspiration from. He said he got it from the guy. He said, well, I'm going to make a coin. Now he starts, selling merchandise, everything else. He said he got it from this guy. He got it from this guy that said gagging, and he did it for this. And of course, he put that guy in the episode. He put me in the episode when he dragged us. But I just think it's dope. Why not? Why not make the money and do it like a late night talk show on YouTube? Make your money.
Right. But did he give that guy any,
I don't think he get no money from it. No, I don't think he get no coins from it. I don't think he get any coins.
You help somebody who made your title of your show famous, because let's be clear, Jason Lee didn't say gagging. It was the little guy. So why not help him? Help him. He was.
But this is the thing, though. A lot of these bloggers, I'm in that seat. They don't want to help these bloggers that are coming up, right? And I get it. You got to be more established, But then what I tell bloggers is, when you do make it, remember those that love you. Like for me, whenever I do make it to the next level, I'm not going to forget about the bloggers that I used to go on their platform, right? I'm going to go back to their platform. I'm going to change the status quo, where instead of me going to these top shows, I'm going to go to these shows that are not on the top level, but still I'm going to bring my power and my fans over there. So I just think, like, I wish more people be like that, but they're not. They want to get people that's already established, because, once I make it to television and make it to all these deals and I do this, then they'll be calling my phone. But then I got to be careful. Like, I remember when I was coming up, you pooped on me. So let me go somewhere where I was appreciated. And then if I have time, I may go up there and show you love.
Well, let's be clear about that. I'm an up-and-coming YouTuber. I'm not as diligent on my channel. I do it every week, and a lot of mine is family-based. But so my topics are a little different, but you gave me some time. So I don't think that you could put yourself in that category, right? I
mean, I always, because I'm different, ma'am. I'm always going to give other content creators a shot, even the ones that dragged me all day, every day. I wanted to sit down conversation with somebody that did a whole series of, we was going to have cameras, sit down. They refused. Because I was like, since you dragged me, let's do a one-on-one, just get some cameras. Because I had a camera, I know a guy that tape a lot of stuff in LA. He have cameras and stuff. And let's tape it. Let's do it. Oh, no, you can't. No, you ain't gonna want to do that because you're gonna look real dumb. But I don't mind working with people, even people that drag me. If it's good for business, I'm down for it. And I deal with people like yourself, others. I love dealing with talented people. And if you don't have a big platform, I don't care. Come on, let's do an episode. Because I have that spirit, and I just wish others have that same spirit, but they don't. Some people don't like it because I don't want him to outshine me. He might say something. He might, if I say something towards Black women, Wiley might challenge me. So you ain't gonna get nobody. You'll get somebody that will feed that energy, not challenge that.
Well,
energy.
you know what? I don't know if anybody ever told you, but I was on Almond Brown show, and I was like, that man gonna make it, and his spirit, you can just tell his spirit is genuine. So I want to thank you for taking the time out and talking to me. And
Well,
I love what you do. You bring everybody with you. That's how you make it. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have to talk to me. You didn't have to do anything for me.
I have to.
But you did.
You have a beautiful
and
spirit.
I'm thankful. And you're a beautiful person.
You have a
And
beautiful
I'm
spirit.
always
and you're supportive, and so I have to give that love back. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to forget about the people that.
All right. My dog's going crazy.
Okay.
Okay, Wiley, I gotta go.
Okay, all right. Hello, helping her dogs. 9817 calling you on the air.
Hold up, because you ain't been checking stuff. So I just got a little notification, and Jason just put something up on YouTube, and he took Armand's name and picture all off and said that gag is there's only going to be Hazel A next week. So we need to be talking about that.
I mean, no. Why should I talk about that though? Why should I talk about that? For what?
You're not gonna talk about it?
No, I'm not gonna talk about that because my thing is this: I didn't even know he was gonna do the show. Everybody kept saying he was gonna do it. I don't believe stuff until I actually see it, because But if he took them all like that's quite crazy. Why he took them all and said Hazel E? Who does that? See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? I don't know. A producer sent it. Can somebody send it in what they talking about with that? Because I got messages say he was going to be on there, and I didn't see that. So, and I heard today he said he was going to do it. But let me double check. Hold up, y'all. See, they always want to put me in this mess. Let me just be nosy and see. Let me go to his page. Hold up, y'all. Let me go to Jason Lee page for a second. Somebody said they sent it to me already, but let me go to his page. Hold on 1 second. Oh, that's DJ Damage. Let me go to this community wall. Next week, Gag is Hazel E will be joining me live. Don't miss it. So am I not going to be on there? But this don't tell me that he's not going to be on there. He can still be on there. So he's not going to be on there? It's about entertain, Hazel. Thought that was Tamar Braxton. What's going on? Okay, so a caller talking about my Wiggins won't be on Jason Lee's show, but he still can be on there. I just think that Hazel is probably the main act. He'll just be featured on there. Because, he had multiple guests on the show. So we shall see. People gay, Trigger Ride, you like triggering the callers. He took about because Amal was talking crazy about him on station. He was? Now, wait a minute. Can y'all call in and tell me that? Because I didn't listen to all that stuff. He wasn't. Really? I don't believe that. I think it would be great for him to be on there. This is why I tell people don't brag until you do the show. Because I did hear today he was bragging about it. That's why I don't brag. Oh, I'm going to do on this such. You better not. I don't even brag about guests that I'm going to interview. Because we got a guest booked. What's her name? We got somebody booked. She's an actor, an actress, and a songwriter. And that's it. I'm not going to say no names because you could be on here broadcasting that I'm going to be on this show and it don't never happen. You'll be looking crazy. So whenever that person click that link, then we have put her name in the title. So then I'm not putting it out there. So you got to be very, very careful saying that. But I still think he's going to be on the show, though. This thing telling me something he's not. I promise he was like, Jason need him to be on the show. Really? He didn't say that. He said that today. I don't know about that. I didn't listen to his and usually I catch his station head show every day. I think he's still going to be on there, ladies and gentlemen. Today, they were talking about, well, call in and let me know. I don't know those people that you're naming. Somebody keep naming somebody Diamond. You got to call in. I don't know who that is. That was the only reason why I was going to watch gagging. Okay, well, can somebody call in and let me know? Because I don't know. She got business beside. You see, let me call in and let me know. I don't know. Well, I do see she have Hazel E coming on next week. Tuesday, September 22nd. Gag. Well, he obviously watching the Wiley Show because I'm announcing. It is what it is. But he don't. But this is the thing. See, can we take Nene off the camera? Take her off and put the Wiley Show thing on here for a second. Give me a second. We done with Nene. I want to say this though. He don't need gagging. Let me make this perfectly clear. Now you're about to give me, Ahmad Wiggins doesn't need Jason Leach for gagging. He's an established brand. The man got 90,000 followers on YouTube. Let me just do it. I'm gonna compare to both. I'm gonna go to Jason Lee 5. The last 5 videos Jason Lee did on Hollywood Unlocked. He got a video 2 hours ago, 1.2K, 7 hours ago, 29,000, 34,000, 6.1K. Okay. So then if you go to Ahmad Wiggins and you compare it to his last 4 numbers of the last 4, the latest videos that he did, you got 1.5K, that was an hour ago, 48,000K. We talk about Tasha K, 73,000K. Cardi B filed for divorce, 35,000K, and then the 90,000, 14K, then 21,000. So as you can see, Ahmad Wiggins get more numbers than Hollywood Unlocked. So usually Ahmad Wiggins will be helping Jason Lee, not Jason Lee helping Ahmad Wiggins. Can I say that again? So Jason Lee, it would be beneficial towards Jason show gagging to have Ahmad Wiggins come, because Ahmad Wiggins get more live numbers. He gets more clicks and views than him. Is I'm wrong or right? Because somebody can fact check me right quick. The flyer was when they said Ahmad Hazel E, and he changed it. Okay, can somebody send me that flyer? Send me the flyer. Send me the stuff so I can see it. I don't believe it. And then I'll have to wait to his response. But let's be perfectly clear. I don't remember Ahmad Wiggins talking trash. I got 3 people that listen to the show regularly, and they report back to me what's going on. And they ain't said nothing like that he was dragging Jason Lee. They said he went to his mama's house to get his hair twisted. He was talking about some other stuff, but nothing to dragging no Jason Lee. There's 3 people that listen to the show and follow the show, and they report to me diligently about what's going on. None of that came up today. They brought up the Nick at Night piece, and they was trying to say that Nick at Night was dragging Ahmad Wiggins, and that she wasn't dragging Ahmad Wiggins. She was talking about Lovely T. But these messy subscribers, they will take stuff, and it's best that you go listen to it for yourself, because these messy subscribers, they will tell you bits and pieces, but you better be smart enough to go listen to it for yourself. Let me say, okay, let me read y'all comments. Don't think we really need a boy's credentials. He may need Jason Lee, but that was a good platform to go on. I get it, but the question is why? He brought you having Millie on too. Yeah, he talked about that. Yes, he did. Because Malago Grams, of course, he didn't say the Wiley Show name. I get it. But you can poop on me all day, but I get the hottest bloggers on the Wiley Show. We had Neek, we had Daytime Tea Time, we had Malago Grams. We have the hottest bloggers in Tasha K, the hottest bloggers on the Wiley Show. So I have connections. You can try to sit here and try to put, but I have some people that rock with me. So I don't care if you don't say my name, and that used to bother me, but I'm like, whatever. Okay. Well, give me a second. Ain't nobody send me a DM. Only DM I got, they said, Wiley, check out this timestamp. Jason Lee announced that Ahmad Wiggins will be on gagging. That's the only thing I got. I didn't get a DM of a picture of a flyer. Now, if he removed it, where is the original flyer, and send it to my DM? Let me check my DM again. I ain't got a single DM in my DM yet. I did say something slick about Jason when he saw him in the club in New York. Jason basically paid him dust. No, that was past. He was talking trash yesterday, sis. I listened on my. He was talking trash. Okay, let me open up these phone lines again. Maybe somebody can tell me what was he saying. Why would he do that? Because Jason Lee will recant on it. That's what I say. Talk trash after you get the deal. Or let me reopen up these lines. See. We weren't even gonna get messy, but y'all brought it up. I'm curious. He was talking. So somebody in the chat, so he was talking trash yesterday. What was he saying yesterday? Yeah, I missed that. I was doing my show. I could be messy and leave Hollywood like a voice note, but this ain't my battle. I'm gonna just sit on the sideline. Because they're going to be saying, oh, Wiley obsessed, he obsessed, and all that type of stuff. And I'm not. I didn't even know. I'm like, man, he needs to be on there. I was looking forward to him being on there. I wanted to see it. I was going to review it and everything. Hey, we shall see. Hold up. I will call him Ahmad Wiggins, but, I don't want to. I'm gonna just sit on the sidelines because as soon as I do too much, then y'all turn against me. But I guess now y'all curious just like me. So I guess that's what y'all want to talk about today. So let me open up these phone lines again and get some of my producers to call it. Jason Lee, so it's like watching paint dry. He was talking like Jason Lee needed him and he ain't really need Jason. Show? He said that? Well, he ain't lying. Okay, I won't curse, but who lies about some of y'all? I mean, what video was that? If Ahmad Wiggins said that he don't need Jason Lee here, Ahmad Wiggins not lying because he gets more numbers than him. See, I'm glad you're right here. This is the stuff that don't get out to him, right? It don't get out to him. It be the other stuff because the people that send him information, they don't send this part. They don't send this part. But I agree with Ahmad Wiggins. He don't need Jason Lee. Jason Lee need Ahmad Wiggins. Now, if he was going to put Ahmad Wiggins on Hollywood Unlocked and introduce him to the iHeart audience base, then that's different. But this gagging show, that ain't with Hollywood Unlocked. This is just all on YouTube. And Ahmad Wiggins get more numbers than him on YouTube. That's what I'm saying. But they're not going to, they're not going to put that to, this not going to get to Ahmad, unfortunately. It's not. No. When they tell you show love and all that, no, that ain't going to get to him. But he ain't lying. What'd you say? And he said that ain't no lie. He telling the truth. He don't need no Jason Lee. Ahmad Wiggins is a show by himself. He built a platform. He makes more numbers on YouTube than Hollywood Unlocked. That's what I'm saying. I was probably now celeb need YouTubers for ratings. Yes. I think he would give more ratings than them celebrities because he's in a YouTube algorithm. Ain't nobody checking for no. Let me see y'all. Give me a second. Let me go to my YouTube. See these people every time they do this, and this is why the Wiley Show. This is why we need donations because I don't mind saying this stuff. Really don't. Who did he have on the show? Ain't nobody checking for no Sky. That video got 34,000. And let me go to Ahmad Wiggins' channel. That's Sky, 34,000. Ahmad Wiggins by himself, not a celebrity, video 48,000, 73,000, 35,000, 20,000, 36,000, 33,000. Him alone just about to get more views. So he ain't lying. I mean, come on. And don't come up in here talking about, well, I'm going to say this about black women. that really ain't going to work because that's getting kind of tired out. The man is entertaining. And most of the black women that really said, I had talked to one this morning. She did get unblocked. And she so she love Ahmad Wiggins now. I said, did he unblock you? I just told her, just send this man his apology so he can unblock you. And just don't come in my chat. I'm tired of you. You know you love Ahmad Wiggins. He unblocked you, didn't you? Yeah, he unblocked me. Okay, just stay in the bushes. Don't you jump out the bushes because you got unblocked. Stay in the bushes and gag in the bushes. Now don't laugh at my. You got to be strong to laugh at my jokes because he will block you. They watching in the bushes. You unblocked. I stayed on the phone with you and everything. I don't understand about because how can he just block me? I was just going to apologize. What were you doing? And I said, you were laughing. He don't like that. He don't like you laughing at him like that. 9817 calling on the air.
Okay, so y'all can go on to The Secret Is Out on Armand's page at 3 minutes and 36 seconds. And he started off with his girlfriend tried it with that picture. I gotta send Jason Lee a different picture, and that whole thing, he be sitting there like really feeling himself. Okay, so that's on Stationhead. Is that on Stationhead or YouTube? When you say The Secret Is Out? No, that is on Stationhead. The Secret's Out is on Stationhead. So I will tell everybody. And you said that's at the 3 minute mark, right? It started at 3 minutes and 30 seconds or something like that. And that's when he starts talking to like, oh, well, she tried it with this picture. And then after he talked about he tried it with the picture, then he went on to keep talking as like he was talking in an arrogant manner. First of all, Jason is already arrogant. and you're not going to come on his show thinking that he needs you. Like, I don't think Armand was trying to mess his chances up, but yesterday, Jason put out a flyer. It had Armand on the left.
I wish you would have screenshot that, ma'am.
I don't screenshot those different. I only screenshotted it for you today to show you, like, oh,
that's what it makes it matter for me to report on it. Because I blocked for Jason Lee. No, I was not on it like that. I said I ain't that obsessed. If I was obsessed, I would have had all that. But I'm not that obsessed.
Yo, if you want to report on them, then you want to report on them.
I was booked. Cardi B was getting a divorce. That's better news than this. But go ahead.
Like, Armand don't even have it up no more on his page.
Wow. Okay.
So can't even get to the flyer because he don't have it up no more.
Okay. Thank you, sister.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm listening to it now on his Stationhead show. This was yesterday, September 16th.
Aren't giving you the right information.
Okay, I'm listening to it now. This is Ahmad Wiggins, September the 16th.
And this is another thing, like, don't say you're not obsessed, and you literally just said you had several people listening to
Again, several people that's listening to it, absolutely, because they're mutual fans of both shows. And they let me know. And of course, if you got information, do it. But I'm not obsessed because I didn't report on it with the flyers. I'm not that obsessed. I'm not that obsessed. They listen to me. Listen, I'm like, ma'am, I'm just not obsessed about it. But since you brought it up, I'm listening to it. I got the earpiece in my ear, and I'm going to say what he said, and we're going to talk about it. But I'm not obsessed like that.
You're not obsessed, but
no,
you're the paparazzi that he was talking about. Like, what are you?
What?
What do you mean you're not? You're talking about the boy's knees.
Okay, I was talking about his knees. But in this case, wow. Okay, all right. Well, caller, yes. Well, thank you for bringing it to my attention. Thank you, sister. You still there? All right, I'm a 7441 calling you on the air. Hello.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Wiley?
Hey.
I am Armand's cousin from Louisiana.
Oh, okay.
And
well, what you about to share?
We talk quite often behind the scenes and not on YouTube. And you say you're not obsessed, but you have an obsession with a lot of YouTubers.
Oh, okay. And you are my biggest cousin from Louisiana, and you're calling to the Wiley Show for what?
Yes. I'm getting intel just like you get intel.
Oh, but that's your cousin. So why you said that's your family?
Why what?
That's your family, so y'all talk every day. Y'all talk about Wiley?
That ping pic he sent you.
He didn't send me no. He didn't send me no ping pic. Go ahead, sir. You can't even keep your lies straight. Get up out of here. You can't, man, sir. Sit down somewhere. That pig. Sound like you. Let me get into this. These people. He said he would be on gag order. And he said he wasn't going to say anything. He's going to wait till the flyer come out, but he announced it on the show. And Ahmad Wiggins was upset with the picture that he posted of Ahmad Wiggins before he put it out. He said, don't play with him. He's got to let Jason know in a nice way. Don't play with me. He said, "Girl, do not play with me." There's what is that? Oh Lord, Station breaking up. They're in the same hometown. A full circle moment. You remember 2 years ago? He's giving the exclusives. Okay. Okay. He said he's gonna revisit it next week. Oh, it's breaking up on Station Head. He said he won't see this. Okay, I know where you went wrong at, but let me listen a little bit more. I'm gonna school him a little bit. I know what he went wrong at. Let me listen. And then when he's telling his audience to drop bells and bombs in the My Wicked Show. Yes, he's doing you a service. He want everybody to come out and drop bells and bombs in the comments to let them know that my Wicked is here, that my people is here, B-word. And it's a thing. And it's a thing for me to be here. We on the move, okay? So we're all going to be here. Okay, let me open up the phone lines. I'm still listening to it to see if it's something that will make them not do a show. As of right now, it's nothing I can say that he says I'm wrong. Let's go to the phone lines. Anonymous, you live on the air.
Yeah, I'm calling back in. What's good? Amal Wiggins can't get mad because he disrespected Kaya when he put Kaya's face pictures up. So what's the difference?
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening to you. You said something about the photos?
Yeah, he put Kaya's face looking pictures up. So what's the issue?
I just think the issue is he doesn't like I guess what he's saying yesterday, he didn't like the picture that Jason Lee put up. So I guess.
Okay, point given. So people don't like the pictures that he put up for Kaya.
But Kaya's not his guest. But Kaya's not his guest though. He's not interviewing Kaya.
I understand that, but Amal Wiggins put up fake pictures of Kaya.
Oh.
So what's the issue? If Jason Lee put up a fake, I didn't see the picture, but I'm assuming it's a fake picture.
I think it's a picture they didn't. I just think it wasn't a picture that was up to his standards. I think that's what Amal.
Okay, so Amal Wiggins' publicist should have sent Jason Lee the picture for the flyer.
Right, and Jason Lee, but too, I interview guests with a flyer, and I stopped doing it because before you put it out, you should send it to the artist, and the artist should approve it, or the guest should approve it before you put it out. That's why I stopped putting out flyers, because it's too much. Because if it's the wrong flyer, if they don't get back to you in time, it's a mess. But what Jason Lee should have did was sent it to Amal Wiggins' team and let them yay or nay before he put out the flyer.
Wiggins' team should have sent the photos to Jason Lee because they knew that he was going to be on the flyer. Because if you're coming on my show and you didn't send me a picture, I'm going to pick the picture. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Okay. I hear what you're saying, but let's just say this. Again, but even before Jason Lee put out the flyer, he should at least let Amal Wiggins see the flyer before he put the flyer out publicly. That's what I'm saying.
Did Amal Wiggins ask for the photo for approval?
You should. I don't think he should ask that. I think that's the appropriate thing to do because Hazel E ain't nowhere in the world you're putting out a flyer on that before she see it. So before you put
but Amal Wiggins want to be so big and bad and bougie, you should have had your publicist sent the photo that you wanted to be on the flyer, being that you knew it was going to be a flyer to come out. Correct?
I hear you.
It would have been shade if he didn't use the photo that you sent.
I hear your point. Okay.
You can't complain if somebody's putting up a fierce picture of him when he do the same thing for Kaya. Amal Wiggins.
Okay, well, what he's saying now on station that he said, let me send you some updated photos, and he said Jason Lee started laughing. So I'm keep listening to him. So he did send Jason Lee some photos.
Okay.
And then now he said he picked a good photo. That's what he's saying now on the show. So I hear you.
Was that after the fact that he dissed Jason Lee?
I don't hear where the dissing come from, so I'm still listening because I'm confused. He said dissing, so I got to hear it for myself. So as of right now, what I'm listening to, I don't hear no dissing. I don't hear no dissing yet. I just think so. I'm gonna just keep listening. I got like 2 more minutes to listen. Hold on, how many more minutes? I got 6 more minutes to listen on this. Yeah. Anything else you want to say?
I just want to say I love your show and I love D1. I love Mouth Open, Opinionated. I love Almond Brown. I love Blue Sky.
Love you.
I love Tori Always. Those are the main ones that I speak to. I love them.
Thank you.
But I love everyone, all the producers. Keep it up. Let's make Wiley go famous.
Absolutely. Thank you, brother.
And I can't wait for you to have your meet and greet all over the world.
Absolutely. Can't wait for that. It's going to be awesome. Right. Thank you.
I'm back in the chat.
All right. 9569, calling on the air. 9569. Hello. Area code 240.
Hello.
Yes. Speak up in the phone, ma'am. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
All right.
Okay, I wanted to basically ask, has there been an official announcement as far as Armand not being on the Jason Lee show or Hollywood Unlocked?
Yes, so I didn't see an official announcement or anything. They were somehow, it was a flyer that was out and he was removed from the flyer and Hazel is on the flyer. But so I guess they taking that as an announcement. But I have to wait till I hear something from Ahmad Wiggins or better yet, hear something from Jason Lee. I updated. But yeah.
Right, but Armand liked the picture. So that new flyer that Jason Lee put out, Armand liked it. So and he wasn't really throwing shade at Jason Lee. I was so confused about that. All he said was that the picture that Jason put out was ugly and he was cheating with him and told him to change the picture and he said he would.
Oh. So that's not a diss. So, okay. Well, thank you for that. Because
everything he said about that picture, he said he told Jason. So
okay. So
he wasn't throwing shade at him. And then he told a story time about when they met. It was no shade.
Because I'm listening now, I don't hear no shade either, man. I just think people just rush to judgment. That's why I was like, before I jump on that, let me listen to it in its entirety. So thank you for that, sister.
No problem. And I love your show. I'm a new subscriber. I'm loving it already.
Love you. Thank you for subscribing.
No problem. Love you too.
Okay.
I'll put you on my Instagram, promote you, everything.
Oh, well, thank you, because we show need it. But yeah, I'm glad you said that because you must listen to the show on Station Head because people are so quick to take something out of, context without me listening to it. I don't want to rush to judgment before I listen to it for myself, because exactly. it could be a mob that say, hey, I don't want to do it, or maybe they just want to let Hazel E to just be on the flyer and he still could be on there,
Right, but he wasn't talking trash. He was very humble. He was actually very excited about the opportunity. So I didn't see where he was talking trash.
Thank you for that, because they were saying that he said that he makes more. That Jason Lee needs. I don't need Jason. Jason needs me. So he didn't say nothing like that because I don't even hear it in this audio.
Right, they need each other in this situation at this point. But he wasn't even. It was no arrogant. It was just a TT, him telling us a story type of thing.
Absolutely. So the question would be, why did Jason Lee remove Ahmad Wiggins from the flyer? Because I think that's the controversy. I guess he probably did that for more people to tune into that episode, maybe.
Right. And I just commented and I asked, so if Armand's still going to be on the show, so we'll see if he responds.
Let's see. Producers, reach out. We can get an exclusive. Go on his DMs and reach or send it to Ahmad Wiggins and let's get that exclusive. But that ain't gonna go viral. You know what I'm saying? Like that. If I was a producer, I'd be like, well, let me ask Ahmad Wiggins. Hey, is she gonna be on the show?
Right. But I honestly feel like because Armand liked it, maybe it was just a situation of him just taking his picture off, or maybe he's going to get his own separate show. We don't know.
We don't know.
But if Armand had a problem with it, he
would have never liked that picture. That's one thing I know.
I hear you. And one thing, the beauty of this Jason Lee and Ahmad Wiggins piece, when they met 2 years ago, when he was doing recording live, he said, "You're going to see me again." So that's kind of good full circle. And he said that Jason Lee called him because Jason Lee see Ahmad Wiggins moving up in this business, in this industry.
Exactly. If you really listen to the whole thing, you'll see like he was not throwing shade at all. It was almost like I'm finally getting up there and he's giving me this opportunity to do so.
And he's not dragging him. He just said he saw Jason Lee. He said he ain't going nowhere. He ain't dragging him nowhere in there. See, these other people, they be messy. Because one lady said, well, he said Jason Lee needs me. And I said, but if he did say that, he ain't lying. But I don't think he would be that dumb to say that. He ain't say that none in this episode. I got, one more minute left.
And the only reason why he announced that he was going to be on the show was because Jason Lee announced it. So now he has to announce it to his subscribers.
Yes. Okay.
No shade.
It's no shade. Thank you for that, sister. I listened to the entire episode. No shade at all. I didn't hear any shade. What that caller called in lied, unless she have a recording to prove it. Because she said, he said, Jason Lee, I don't need Jason. Jason need me. I'm like, if he would have said that, I would have got like 10 DMs about that. Because that's controversial. Exactly. But he did not say it.
And life is all about perception, honestly. Absolutely. When you're negative, you're always going to see the negative on what people have to say.
Facts. And then, you'll get people to spin narrative. This is why you have to go and get the information for yourself. That's why I asked her, I said, what episode are you discovering? She said, okay, it's on station. So I listened to the 12-minute clip. And what he was saying, he was singing Jason Lee praises. He just said he didn't like the picture, but it was nothing, no malicious intent. Now, the reason, it could be multiple reasons why Jason Lee took him out. Either they probably cancel him or probably bring more publicity because Hazel is the more established artist and where I can put this flyer on Hollywood Unlocked pages. Let me see if they posted that on Hollywood Unlocked page instead of posting Ahmad Wiggins. Because they're going to be like, who's Ahmad Wiggins? But Hollywood Unlocked is so it's a marketing strategy. I still think he's going to be on there. Yeah, he got Hazel E on there. And instead of putting Ahmad Wiggins on there, because Ahmad Wiggins is not a celebrity, Hazel E is a celebrity. Even though I think, Ahmad Wiggins is more talented than Hazel E, because, people going to be there to see what do Ahmad Wiggins got to say, not Hazel E, because what is she doing? Oh, but then she do got that show on Zeus. So I think this is great. This is great publicity.
Just put her as a cover to draw people in.
Facts, because she do have some lit stuff going on.
She's also a blogger, and normally they don't put bloggers on the front, on the flyers. They normally don't do that. So the fact that he did it in the first place,
I think that he talked his thing. Absolutely. And as long as he on there, whether you on the flyer or not, as long as you on the show, that's good. You know what I'm saying? And it is good publicity, especially being on the same episode with Hazel E, and featured on that show. I think that's legendary. You got to give him kudos points. Yeah. So I'm glad we look at that. You see how we broke the story? We took the emotions out of it. I got the facts. It is what it is. And I'm actually happy because what it does for the industry, it makes you create more content and it's entertaining and it makes you talk about situations, period. It's good business. So the more they do is good business. Like I told you, the reason why I talk about Ahmad or Jason or whomever, you're trending topics. I talk about whoever's trending, period. That's how I get more subscribers.
That's you creating content. So that other lady that was attacking you, I was literally confused because you're not doing anything different from what these other YouTubers are doing.
Facts.
You didn't even take what she said for face value and start being messy and talking ish. That's why she wanted to attack you, honestly.
Right, because I didn't take the bait. Because I said, let me listen because this doesn't sound right. Because like I said, if it was anything like that, I would have got them DMs because they sent it to me first because they know I could just run, but nothing like that because it didn't happen. And she got angry because it didn't fit into her narrative. It is, right? Exactly. Yeah. So, but I'm excited that he's on the show because it's great content, good for the culture. I think he worked his butt off for this, and it's a full circle moment, especially when Jason Lee was walking past you and saw when you had your camera and doing, recording live, and to see him now doing what he's doing now, I think that's a full circle moment. I think so. I'm here for it. And he's almost at 100,000, and he have a lot of influence. For him to be doing it as short of an amount of time, because most of his competitors, not gonna throw no shade at him, but they've been doing it longer than him, and he been on YouTube, about 2 years, and he almost at 100,000. And it's not just 100,000 that matter; it is the influence, it is the stories that he broke, it is the viewership. Because you could be at 100,000 and get 3,000 people to watch your video. You understand that? I know people that got more subscribers than me, and they ain't getting nowhere near the views I'm getting. I saw one person channel, they got over 40,000 subscribers, and their last video got 800 views. So that doesn't necessarily mean that you can have all these subscribers and that your views match, because the views is what pay you, not the subscribers. It's about how many people watch your videos, how long they watch your videos, et cetera, et cetera.
And what people forget is that Armand started doing the tarot readings, and he took that hit on subscribers and still went right back up.
It went back up because the people did not like the tarot reading. They love the celebrity gossip. That's what people fell in love with. But then you can go on the spiritual channel, and your backup channel is spiritual. Just like me, I talk about the B sector on my backup channel versus me talking about it on here, because I'm building people that necessarily don't know who the unknown people are. So you talk about it on a whole nother channel. But whatever your audience fell in love with and where you're going, don't change up the formula, especially when you're almost at 100K. Like, just keep it going. And then once he went back to celebrity gossip, people came back.
I do like that he stayed true to himself, though. Like, this is what interests me right now, and this is what I'm going to do, whether I lose subscribers or not. The real ones are going to stay. And when he got right back to the celebrity gossip, his numbers went straight up.
Yes. And exactly, that is where his numbers went up. And what gets me with people, I'm like, you can get there. Some people are going to get there in 2 years. Some going to get there in 4. Some maybe 5, as long as you accomplish it, right? And so when I tell people you got to be dedicated, it took the Scorpion show years to get to 100K. And guess what? They not at no 300K. They over 125K, and they've been doing YouTube for over a decade. I was in high school when they was doing YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not about the time. It is about the content, not about the X amount of years. It's about the content. If you tap into a good moment and you in a good industry and you tap into some great topics, people will follow you and they will subscribe to your channel. So shout out to everybody that's out here winning. I think it's great for the culture.
And people I don't understand why people trying to create mess with Armand and trying to put things in that. We should be talking about why Hazel's even going on the show in the first place.
Because Hazel E, she's on the Zeus network. And so Zeus is a streaming. And so where do you go? You go where you stream, which is YouTube. So people can go and download Zeus and support Zeus. So I think it's great. I think it's awesome. I think it's a smart, it's a genius thing. This is why Zeus don't really get too much television advertising dollars to television networks. They give it to these blogs, because if you go and subscribe to my network, pay the $4 or $5, this is how we make our money. So that's why they give it to the Shade Room, Neighborhood Talk, Ball or Hollywood Unlocked, because it is a app service. It's an app streaming service, and I think it's dope.
Yeah, that's true. But that's what I'm saying. It's actual real tea when it comes to Jason and Hazel, because he actually threw a drink in her face.
Oh yeah, he did. Oh, child, that's gonna be amazing. How that conversation gonna go? But he did even talked about that in his book, and he felt he apologized. He was so ashamed that he did that. He regret doing that. But when you doing reality TV, the producer will tell you to throw a drink. It's for clicks and views, for ratings. But he was wrong to do so too, because I don't care if you gay or straight. You don't nobody. I had a drink thrown in my face. That's the most disgusting, evil thing that you could ever do to a human being, is throw a drink in their face, because your eyes gonna be burning. It's terrible. I remember that. I had a drink thrown in my face before. It's not a good look. It don't feel good. It's not good. And especially you, a man, you doing that to a woman. Like, come on now. But he did do it though. He talked about that in his book.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. It's actual real tea there, instead of just creating some stuff. So
facts.
I mean, Link, it's the one lady you were speaking to. She getting a little mad at me in the comment section. So
It doesn't matter why they get mad. It's because we didn't fit into the narrative because she said that Ahmad Wiggins dragged Jason Lee and she lied. That ain't the truth. He didn't drag no Jason Lee.
Right, he did.
He did drag. That because she said the way she said, okay, and I listened to it for myself. And then that's probably why she upset with us, because we just didn't believe what she said because it wasn't true.
Exactly. I'm sorry. I'm just going to listen to what he actually said.
Right. I listened to it. He did drag. So when she get on here cussing and all that, she's just going to be making herself look foolish because she said he dragged Jason. That wasn't the case.
Yeah, see? Let her get this on his side.
Okay. Well, thank you, caller, for calling in.
Thank you so much.
Okay, now.
Keep tuning in.
Okay, bye-bye. 9817, welcome to the Wiley Show.
Okay, first of all, I'm gonna just address this quickly. You said that I lied. When you listened to it, you literally said, "Oh, I see where he went wrong. I'm getting ready to school him right now." What was you talking about?
What I'm talking about is I wouldn't address it until I do the show. That's if I I don't like when people address things until they actually do it. Just do it, because what if it go left? You don't do it and it make you look crazy. That's what he went wrong. No, that's what I was talking. That's what I was talking about. It's that talking about the show before it happened. That's what he went wrong at. That's it. Okay.
I never said he dragged Jason Lee. This is a recorded show.
Okay, what did you
So
say?
can go back in the minutes and see what I said. I said he was being arrogant.
Oh, arrogant? I don't believe that.
My exact word
Feeling
was
himself.
He was feeling himself.
I don't believe that either. I don't believe he was feeling himself. I don't believe that he wasn't feeling. I don't believe that either, ma'am. I want to challenge you on that. All I think he said is I didn't like the picture that he gave.
Challenge me on anything if you know how to read comprehend. When you say somebody needs you for something, that's being arrogant.
Where did he say that, ma'am?
You just repeated it. Wiley, did you take your pills today?
Ma'am, you're talking about need. He said, listen, he was talking about the picture. That was the main focal point of his argument.
No, excuse me. You repeated it out of your mouth. When you done with this live, go back and listen.
Ma'am, he did not drag Jason Lee.
What you were listening to.
He did not drag him.
Like, I'm really trying not to go in on you.
But you can't go in on me. We only allowing you to speak.
And you really do take pills.
Yes,
So
I do. I take medication.
You really are a retarded person.
Okay, but yet you're calling into a show.
You really need to watch what you do.
Yeah, well, yet you call into a show. We're gonna let you go, ma'am, so you can cool off. Okay, we're gonna let you cool off. Call into the Mild Wiggins Show with that energy and come back and repeat what he's going to tell you. You take pills every day. Yes, I do. I take prep pills, prep every day. Oh, Lord, bless our heart. Okay, 2102, call you on the air.
Why did you boo-boo over?
You said what? 2102, call you on the air.
Can you hear me?
What you about to say? Is you gonna speak on the subject?
Jason Lee and that whole thing.
All right, caller. Oh, you did your bills. Sorry. Yeah, so my Wiggins did not drag Jason Lee. What the world's going on with these people? Why ain't they coming on the show this way? Did y'all have y'all instant lunch today? Did y'all have y'all instant lunch today? Really crazy. Oh, that lady was mad at me today. She's talking about some more pills and she needs some of them. Oh, she was just talking about poor little Wiley. But we love her though. Basically, give us some instant lunch. See, we love her. You know, content creators, you know, you get a call and that's disrespectful to her. Just be, offer some instant lunch with some lemon pepper and stir. I don't take this stuff personal because, listen, whatever you say, you have a right to, but just be respectful. You can stay on the line. Just be respectful. You don't have to be negative. Get your point across, whatever you have to say, and everything like that. Just keep it together. Okay. So, and everything like that. So, when we support each and every one of the people in the chat. So get you some spicy noodles, regular noodles, and just be done with it. All right. Yes. I never took the short bus. I took CTA, never took the short bus. I wish I could have gotten the short bus instead of taking CTA or the red line and stuff like that. But you can't read me with stuff that I say regular on my channel. Speaking of my medication, I do got my prep. Got my prep today. I took my tablet of my prep. So, yeah, I got my prep, See, they be want me to cuss them out, but not over here. We show you love. We love you. Some days you like me, some days you don't like me. It's okay. She said, this person, they called in. They said, see, I called in from a different number and you got a different, a flip flopper. You got a flip flopper. I'm done now. When you send around stuck at 15K and below, blame it on yourself. Then jump in traffic, short bus. What? I'm like, are you that upset and angry because I said he didn't drag Jason? I get threats on. You want me to jump in some traffic? Man, I might hit some traffic and get me an instant lunch. I'll try to get a sponsor. Try to give me a sponsor. I would love to get an instant lunch sponsor. Okay. So thank you all for calling in. If you missed the show, go and catch the replay. Thank you so very much. I want to give a special shout out to all the producers out there. People are getting in there. Phyllis and actually want to fight the world. But today, this ish is giggles. Really? Let me block her. She can come back after she cool off. Or just texting him. So a caller called in. She was upset because she said that Ahmad dragged Jason. And no, he didn't. I said, ma'am, he did not drag Jason. So she was angry because I didn't fit into her narrative. All right. Ooh, wow. Thank you all. This was a good show today. 2 hours and 38. Tune in to next week for Jason Lee Show. Okay, I'm here for it. I can't wait. I'll be right there and listen to gagging. And I might call in. I might call in. Okay, press 1 if y'all want me to call into Jason Lee Show next week, gagging. If y'all want me to call in, press 1. If you don't want me to call in, press 2. But press 1 if you want me to call in next week. If you want me to call in to gagging. No, I ain't gonna call in. Because if I call in, y'all get mad at me. Thank you all so very much. I will see y'all later. Peace and blessings to you all. I bet it's a 2-hour show. Yes, you did. It was a lit show today. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. She was acting like the characters. Shout out to you, Miss Grace, sent a donation. Thank you to you. And I'm gonna give a shout out to Robert. Robert said, shout out to the Wiley Show. Thank you today for that. I needed to. Thank you. Okay. It would be hilarious. It would be hilarious. Thank you, everybody. I got 3 months. So prayers for you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Gotta go. This is a great show. Gaggy.